Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UFC Pddy Pimblett! And welcome to the new era of the UFC on
All right, let me tweet this out. Watch along.
The greatest experience in sports.
There's Ron Perlman.
The minute they lock in, when the time for talking is over, and the time to find out just how strong the heart of a competitor beats. How much they're willing to give becomes the only thing that matters in the world.
All right. All of a sudden, I can't clear my throat. And then I have to put on Blue Sky, which nobody's on. Let me turn this down real quick. Dude, what is up with all the Blink 182 they're playing? Like, somebody in the production truck is the biggest Blink 182 fan ever. It's insane. All show long, it's been like these like Blink 182 instrumentals and these loops of all the small things. It's so weird. So fucking weird. Anyway. All right. It's the first watch along I'm doing via YouTube for UFC. And then I'll do one on TikTok, although I have to set that one up. So I don't think anyone's actually on here. But engage with your audience. All right, we'll do. See, the problem with doing this is I don't really expect a lot of people, if any, to actually watch this live. So my little poll is just going to be trash. I'll have oh, there we go. I'll have like 4 votes. I'm like, who wants that? You know? For the record, I think Justin wins. I've gotten all of them right so far, which means I really should save this for TikTok. TikTok, TikTok live. There we go. Love the fact that we have I love the fact we have a 9 p.m. start time. Big fan of that. Where's my water bottle? There it is. And then move this down. 9 p.m. start times. Like, praise the Lord that I'm not leaving a Buffalo Wild Wings at fucking 1 a.m. Horrible. So, if there's one thing about this Paramount Plus deal I love, it's, we're not watching B-roll footage at 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. I sound so old saying that. I sound like an old man, I guess. Anyway. All right. Main card's about to start. You should do this while watching Heated Rivalry. I am actually planning on the last episode doing this while watching Heated Rivalry. But I'm only on the next episode is 3. But I will be doing for the last one, I will do like a watch along. Yeah, ironically, I had 4 games this week. So like it kept me from actually watching the show and getting caught up. And then I had, like work and stuff and a life. So, but yeah, it was kind of ironic that the hockey kept me from watching the gay hockey show. which it's something. It is something. I do have another video though that I have to just splice together. I have to edit it, but I brought it up with another one of my teams. So did I convince any of your teammates yet? Kind of. Definitely fooled I don't want to say fooled, but I convinced one of them to watch it. He had no idea what was going on. 17 minutes in, he fucked around and found out. But any Sixers watch alongs in the future? Yeah, like I would have loved to do one today, but I have my kids. Delconian, what's going on, man? How are you? Hope all's well. I mean, I'd love to be doing these with like the Eagles games, but you can't fire your OC mid-season. So I would say 5 and 6 because 5 personally. So the only problem, Carter, with doing watch-alongs, and the only reason why I'm only going to do it probably the last one, is I do like doing my I filmed the reaction of myself watching the show, and then I put it together in the highlight reel. But I'm also worried about people just ruining the show for me. So, I that's probably why I'm only going to do the last episode. But like people were like, oh, like have like a team watch party. Like these people don't want to hang out with me. They absolutely do not. So I did yeah, I have to edit the one. Oh, they're showing the James Vick fight. Jeez. That's really when his reign started. But yeah, I did bring it up to my one team. I just have to, as I said, I just have to like splice up all the things. This one particular team that I'm talking about, I walked in, I hadn't brought up the topic of heated rivalry yet, and they were discussing, like they were joking around about it. So everybody in the room already knew. I couldn't pull the card of like, oh, have you heard about the new hockey show? Like they all knew. So in this video that I'll probably edit tomorrow, I was just asking them, have they actually watched it? And I don't remember if any of them did, because I recorded these interviews on Tuesday. So, all right. Embiid proved that, I think, today. I was really worried about the injury, though, when he went down and grabbed his knee. But that was such a frustrating game. Because the Knicks did everything to give the Sixers the game. Allie, what's going on? I mean, literally the last 7 minutes of that game was like the Knicks being like, here, you take it. And then to have an opportunity to tie the game late and to just have another giveaway. I mean, the refs weren't great, but yeah, I mean, I think he is still that dude. I just think you're going to see it in spurts more than you're going to see it consistently. But I'm so sick of watching the Sixers play the Knicks and you see them get out rebounded by everybody. Like it's as if like the Sixers play the Knicks. I could be wearing a Knicks jersey and all of a sudden I'm grabbing 3 offensive rebounds. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. By the way, if you're actually here for the UFC fights, hasn't even started yet. I'm watching Kevin Hart talk about, I don't know, DraftKings or some shit. Sixers have the worst scoring offense. The third quarter was an abomination. I was embarrassed for the third quarter. Like it is amazing. Like how do you consistently come out and you're just like, you don't know what the fuck to do? Their bench is also terrible. And it just seems like their bench is always bad. I don't know how. They try, they sign guys, and then they just. I think the problem is like they need a legit 3, so you can bump Oubre to the bench. Because I don't mind their starting rotation, but they need a legit 3. I mean, nothing against the guy, he's played well, but like when Dominic Barlow is a starter on your team, although he hasn't been in the last couple of games, but like that's not a good sign. So it'll be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline because they do have assets, but I would not trade Edgecombe. I saw that, DG. I saw that ridiculous hypothetical. And really the only reason why is just because nothing against Giannis, but like I don't get the sense Giannis would like want to be here. So there's just a lot of I think it's a What in the world are you doing? My dog's eating, and then my dog is scared of his shadow. He has the worst anxiety ever. Maybe Embiid should post up and run pick and rolls instead of standing around 3-point line. I just think that's like the offensive sets they run. I don't think it's necessarily. I personally don't have a problem with him. Normally, the 3-point line. I think today the problem was like they would kind of lose track of the ball, and then two of them would go to like block the shot, which would take both of the players, whoever it is, Embiid and I don't know, pick one. It would take them both out of the way of actually rebounding or able to grab a board. That happened far too much. It was like you just lost track of your guy. The defensive breakdowns were insane. Did you watch? I have not watched Arrow. I'm not a DC guy at all. I just read Becton. Oh yeah, no, Becton's supposed to get cut. I mean, I would take Rick. I would take you over Tyler Steen. Like my disdain for Tyler Steen. Didn't see it coming, but boy, like he sucked. It's the one thing. What the fuck is up with the obsession of Blink 182? I don't know if any of you guys are actually watching the UFC pay-per-view, but like this is the first card on Paramount Plus, and it's been nothing but Blink 182. Like, and I have nothing against Blink 182, but I just don't think Blink 182 when I think fist fighting. Like Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge like joke around about their dick size, and like I just don't think that's whatever. But somebody in the production truck is like obsessed with this band because it's been nothing but it all show. It's very bizarre. Back to the point. Yeah, I think one of the problems with the Eagles that never gets brought up, and I brought it up a lot when I was doing watch-alongs. Their offensive line sucked. Like, it wasn't good. I mean, it was banged up for the majority of the season, and then on the top of it, you had Tyler Steen. So, like, I would take you. I would take me over Tyler Steen. Like, he's horrible. Well, maybe not me. He's horrible. He's just trash. Like, there's only so much that Jeff Stoutland can do. He's not Ann Sullivan. He's not some miracle worker. So, J-Man, what's going on? Who do you want to see the Eagles' new OC? Honestly, Rick, it's somebody proven. Like, I wanted Mike McDaniel desperately. It's not a great sign that their targets are like, yeah, we're good. You know, McDaniel, Brian Dable. I think it's going to end up being Jim Bob Cooter because Jim Bob Cooter was a analyst for the team, I think, during the 23 season. So I'd expect him to be the OC. Kind of always amazes me that with the love that Nick Sirianni has for Frank Reich, he doesn't call Frank Reich. But I did a whole YouTube video on the OC situation. And my stance was like, it really doesn't matter who they hire because whoever they hire is going to be an established OC. And that's really all they need. As long as it's not somebody from the Sirianni coaching tree where he can heavily influence the offense, then yeah, I expect them to be back on track. The problem with the Eagles is like, so if you hired Mike McDaniel, if you hired Brian Dable, if you hire really anybody that's an established OC, like today I saw like they wanted to interview Arthur Smith, who went to Ohio State. The Eagles are probably going to be good, and then that guy's going to get poached in a year. So like Matt Nagy would be decent. Yep, I'm with you, DG. That's an interesting one because Andy Reid coaching tree, Andy Reid will vouch. Andy Reid still has a tight relationship with Jeffrey Lurie. I figure Jeffrey and Howard are actually going to be making this hire and not so much Nick. But if I'm the Eagles, I'm calling Frank Reich. Oh, Rick. All right, me and you, same page. Again, it's not even like I'm in love with Frank Reich. I mean, he's fine, but like they just need an adult in the building that isn't going to have to cater to Nick Sirianni's high school offense. Because I don't think Kellen Moore was some like wizard, but he came in and you saw what happened. And it was like simple stuff. Like, let's put wide receivers in motion. Last time I went to the Super Bowl, Andy Reid guy, they won. That's very accurate. What's up, J-Roll? Oh God. You know what's funny is TikTok, like I'll always have like steady stream of like 10, 15. Sometimes it gets up there. And I'll go live on YouTube and it's just nobody. Like nobody on there. I'll tweet out the link for YouTube and everyone's like, yeah, fuck off that. We're good. Can we start this card though? 919. I used to meet my buddy at Buffalo Wild Wings and Oaks for these UFC pay-per-views because they were $80. And it was like, we're not doing $80. to watch Steve Urseg. Like, we're not doing that. So it would take about like 25 minutes to get there, and I would leave right after the last fight on the prelim, and I would drive the 25 minutes, and I'd get there like right before the first fight. And it always amazed me because they have so much, the UFC does so much like B-roll and these productions and, you know, these vignettes and stuff. And it's like, back then it was like, we already bought the card. Like, why are you still hyping the main event? We've established that we are here for that. I don't think you need to hype it anymore. We're all here for the same reason. I would be infuriated if the snowstorm cuts off my ability to watch football tomorrow. Charge your phone, man. Charge your phone. Although, you know what's funny? I live 7 minutes from my ex. We are literally in like a 7-minute walk from my ex. We are in same neighborhood. And in the 9 years that we lived together in the same house, never had a power issue ever. And it was like, well, yeah, like we're in Philadelphia's power grid, you know, pretty big city. And then last year, the power in my building went out for 34 hours. And I had been there for like 7 months. I was like, this tracks. This tracks. So, can I put a poll up? Is there an ability to put polls up? Because I put a poll up on YouTube, but I don't know if I can do it on here. Oh, I can. Okay, give me 1 second. No, we're not doing a quick poll. We'll do a custom poll, I think, right? You can decide. Viewers vote, standard. You don't have to vote with gifts. Custom. Let's do 5 minutes. I guess I'll do 5 minutes. I mean, if that's like, that's the long. Why would they have it? That's the longest. When do you prefer to see me live? That's a lame question. No, isn't this supposed to be cut? No. Why can't I change this? Manage. Create new. There we go. Who wins? Gene Silva, Arnold Allen. It'll be fun because if none of you guys know who these guys are, it'll just be fun to see the results. And then start. I did it, guys. I did a poll. We're learning here. Oh, God, Arnold Allen. That haircut's not it. Do you find Elliot Short Parks annoying? Like you wouldn't believe. I think ESP and God, what's his name? Midday guy. Bald guy. Like, looks like a worm. Not that I have any room to talk. Oh, you'll mention it. Yeah, but the midday guy on WIP and Elliot Short Parks are an embarrassment to the industry because we would get called hot take artists a lot, and I always made the point of like, I'm not a hot take artist. Like, I actually believe the shit I'm saying. If you find it stupid, that's fine, but like, I actually believe it. They are, and they give credence to the people that go like, you're just making shit up. I'm like, cool. Jake Elliott, doesn't really matter my thoughts on him because he's got a $10 million cap hit. And with a $10 million cap hit, he's going to be back because he's a kicker. So, how's it going? Anybody ever tell you that you look like Bryce? Oh, no one's ever told me that. I don't know if I look like Bryce. I'm way smarter than Bryce Mitchell. Way smarter than Bryce. Bryce Mitchell is like, he's the exact reason of like, just separate church and state, if you will. Look, one of my favorite bands is the lead singer got canceled, and there was like a big argument of like art versus the artist. There might not be a bigger art versus the artist example than Bryce Mitchell. Of like, if you can just separate him as a human being, and if you like his ability in the octagon, because I've loved watching him fight. I've loved watching him fight since he was on The Ultimate Fighter. But oh my God, what a wingbat. Like, dude is out there. That's sick. You do these live, UFC bro, but tonight I got Pddy. I don't have Pddy. And I actually, well, first of all, thank you for being the first person to actually check in on this. Because I'm live on YouTube. But I don't. I did a whole like preview show on my YouTube channel, but it was like, I put it up yesterday, so I don't expect anyone to see it. But I did text a former UFC. I wasn't exec. He was in the communication. He was big in the UFC. Not a fighter though. But I texted him. I always text him, get his thoughts, and he also had Pddy. So I don't know why I'm like looking down the comment. He also had Pddy. I don't. I have Justin. But then again, I have really underestimated Pddy in pretty much his entire run, other than like the Luigi Vanderrama fight. And what other tomato can he fought? But the hell? That is you. I wish you guys could see this stare down that just happened between Gene Silva and I'm guessing his girlfriend. Very bizarre shit. Very bizarre. But yeah, I mean, I think there is some credence to Pddy Pimblett and his competition level. I mean, he did lose that fight to Jared Gordon. Like, there's no doubt about it. Anyone that watched it tells you he lost the fight. He rebounded though. Like, I think he really got his weight in check after that. I think that was a wake up call that he narrowly escaped. But he faces Bobby Green. Look, ran through him, and I had Bobby Green in that fight. Then very washed Tony Ferguson, who I had Pddy in that one. Did think Michael Chandler was going to run him over, and then Michael Chandler proceeded to get mauled and then discuss something about see you at the top. There might be no more cringy of a fighter in the UFC than Michael Chandler. All he does is go out there. He's a punching bag. He hypes up the crowd, and then somehow he ends up getting a post-fight interview where he calls out Conor McGregor. It's cringy shit. But Pddy's strength of schedule is very compared to just. See, that's the thing. I disagree. I think Pddy's strength of schedule is not. I think Justin's way harder. Lately, though, I mean, it was like the Fazeez fight. But I do think there's levels to it. We'll see. I mean, I think Justin eventually, I think he knocks him down with leg kicks. It inhibits Pddy's ability to grapple, and then eventually he just kind of picks him apart. But again, I've underestimated Pddy for most of his run. So Pddy gonna retire Justin? I don't think so, Monkey. I love your name, by the way. Monkey D. Luffy. Who is your favorite guest of all time on the radio? Oh God, that's a great question. Shit, I gotta think about that. That's a really good question. Way below. Okay, yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it's way below. Gene Silva gets the nod. I also have Gene Silva knocking Arnold Allen out, but Arnold Allen is really good. But I think Gene Silva, after his last loss to Diego Lopez, I think he's just like so dialed in, and he got caught in that fight. Oh, who's my favorite guy? Man, it's tough. So it's funny. It's funny in radio. And by the way, they're just like doing walkouts. You're not missing anything. He's a good kicker. Just had a bad season. He is. Yeah, he is a good kicker. I agree. And he's had a bad season before. Check this guy's hard drive. No, dude, Chris Hansen ain't showing up. All right, relax. Just because I have glasses on and a hoodie. I just don't like putting the heat on in my place. The funny part about radio is to give you a long-winded answer. I don't even know if you're still on here, but the thing about radio is you literally just want people to get back to you, even if it's a no. Because what will happen is we'll text somebody to get them on. And then it's at what point have we not heard back from this person where we need to pivot to somebody else? And then you run the risk of actually double booking yourself. So, well, yeah, I mean, I'm this guy is actually in the closet. Jeez, I'm getting roasted over here. No, I like women. But there's nothing wrong with being in the closet. If you want to come out, that's cool. But so when I think about favorite radio guests, one guy that always got back to me no matter what, and even if he couldn't do the interview, he would be like, well, how about this time, was John Clayton. John Clayton was unbelievable. RIP to John. Another guy, I mean, local, but Bob Cooney, before I was a coworker of his, was the same thing, always accommodating. And when you're some no-name producer trying to get a guest for a weekend show, can be very tough. Lane Johnson was always a guy that got back to me. He was pretty cool too. But if we're looking at like big names where I was like, oh shit, probably Shaq was like the biggest. Like Keith Pompey, same thing. Keith Pompey will come on anytime. And he's cool as shit. Like Keith is that dude. And I think that's honestly a lot of the Sixers guys are just cool, down to earth guys. Whereas the Phillies guys can be a little tough. Stark's great. Did you get Michael Irvin on any of those times? I never talked to Irvin. No. I did make a TikTok about a year ago regarding Gene Silva is like staring daggers through him. My story about trying to get Warren Sapp on, and he threatened to sue me. He acted like it wasn't Warren Sapp, and then he threatened to sue me. What about Sal Powell? One of the biggest douchebags in the industry, by far. Just take that to the bank. Yeah, nobody that's dealt with Sal Powell enjoys Sal Powell. The act that you see on ESPN is just that. It's an act. He is a primo douchebag. And it was never anything specifically to me. It was to other people. So that tells you just like if he had like slighted me in any way, fine, whatever. There was one time where he called up. He was on hold for 30 seconds for like a scheduled interview at 5:15. Mike didn't go to him right away. He hung up, called back, and was like, is he going to go to me or not? With like the most attitude. And I was like, I'm telling him you're online. And then as soon as Mike got him on, it was like they were all chummy. I was like, go fuck yourself. All right. This one should be. I mean, I have it as Gene Silva getting a knockout. So let's see how this one goes. If I miss any questions, I apologize. All right. Gene Silva is wild. Like he'll just jump on the cage and bark like a dog at you. And he's pretty much starts everybody except Diego Lopez. I said it in my pre-fight video that I made on my YouTube channel, but like Arnold Allen strikes me as like the newish Edson Barbosa. Really good fighter. Seems to be always like when he gets like one fight away from a title shot, he just loses. But this is going to be it'll be interesting to see how he handles Silva's power in this one. I did invite a buddy to like co-host on this. That's the guy that I usually watch UFC with because I was like, hey, like if you want to like hop on, let me know. And he just ha-ha'd the text. So I don't think he'll be on. But he used to work at the Fanatic for like 2.5 years. He was a part-time producer. But he was like the only other guy at the Fanatic that I worked with that actually watched UFC. He watched a lot more than me. But he was the guy that I would like, you know, we obviously stayed in contact because of our love of two scantily clad men throwing bombs in a cage. All right. Craig Kimbrell. I did see Craig Kimbrell sign with the Mets. I think he's trying to go around the NL East. But honestly, like, I hate the Mets with an unhealthy passion. That's a good signing. Like minor league contract. Yeah, why not? I mean, bullpen is you're gonna have so many guys. I mean, it happens every year. You have so many guys. Nice shot by Arnold Allen. You have so many guys every year out of the bullpen who signed to minor league deals who end up playing a big part for teams, whether they be contending teams or not. You'll look and you'll be like, this guy's on a minor league contract. He was like a camp invite. Because I feel like out of all the positions in baseball, bullpen is the ultimate. You really don't know what you're getting for the most part from a lot of these guys. Tanner Banks had a great year last year. He could suck this year. We have no idea. And that would happen all the time. Like Chad Durbin had an unbelievable 08, followed up with a terrible 09. I don't know if it was terrible. He was just not very good. Good job, Arnold. Oh, just missed him. Damn, Arnold Allen looks good. He's moving in and out really, really nicely. Gene Silva, by the way, has a tattoo on the back of his skull. I couldn't. The pain must be horrible for this. And then you can't even see it. Oh, Jesus. All right, they're doing it. They're doing a pause. I'm going to need you to hold all fight reactions for 5 seconds. No problem, Jackson. I will do my best. I had this happen a few times with Eagles games. Same thing. Like the feed will be a little delayed for some people, so I will attempt to do my best. I can't promise that you won't end up hearing, if there's a knockout or something and you won't end up hearing Joe Rogan yell, "Oh, that's deep." Arnold Allen's mixing it up really, really nicely. Kind of wonder too if like Gene Silva thought he was going to come in and just, the last fight against Diego was a fluke and he was just going to run through him. I mean, because this still is a really, really big test. But Arnold Allen's movement in this fight is really good. And this is like a really good matchup too of gyms because you've got the Fighting Nerds against the Hobby. Fighting Nerds are probably like they had the best year out of any gym in 2025, even though they kind of faltered towards the end. But it just seemed like their guys couldn't lose. But the Hobby's a legend. All right, 10 seconds left. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saved by the bell. What time is it, Pat? So normally the when it was a 9 o'clock or when it's a 10 o'clock start, the main event would start like 12:30. So it started at 9. So you'd figure 11:30 probably. Canadians 3, Bruins 2, third. Thank you for the update on that. How many goals did Cole Caulfield have? Because if you're a Flyers fan, it must be Cole Caulfield scores every game, and it's just a giant reminder of like you could have had him, but Cam York was there. Why did Sal Pal stop going on the Mike Miss show? Because he wasn't getting paid. He was getting paid for his hits, and I guess they decided not to pay him his astronomical amount. So good end of the round by Gene Silva though. That's like the most action you saw. I still would give it to Arnold Allen though. He got the hat trick. Of course he did. I remember watching that draft live, and he fell to the Flyers, and I'm like, "There's no way you don't take Cole Caulfield, no way." And then they got out there and took from the U.S. National Development Program. And I was like, "Here you go," and they said Cam York. I was like, "Oh, it's so Flyers." All right, round 2. I got it 1-0 Arnold Allen for this one. Thought he just mixed it up better, although Gene Silva finished the round really nicely, and I wonder what would have happened if he wasn't saved by the bell, because he had Arnold Allen backed up against the cage, and there was really not a ton of places to go, and he was blitzing him. So, but like how the UFC now partner with PHLY Market. He's doing a really good job with that straight. Arnold Allen is. He's like really, really consistently touching him with it. Silva looks confused. I think Rose is up next. I forget the sequence of the card, but I think it is this fight, Rose, and then Derek Lewis, and then obviously Sean, and then good. Wow, okay. All right, Gene. And then the main event. And that Rose fight is going to be really fun. Good job by Arnold Allen to get back up. This fight's good. If this goes to a decision, Arnold Allen's probably going to win it, because Silva's just not doing enough to really take a round, but he's got that ability to just put you into the shadow realm with one shot. But he's getting touched a lot. I along with a lot of people had Gene Silva not only winning this fight but knocking Arnold Allen out. I guess I'd have to rethink everything. I apologize, by the way, if I'm not getting to your comments. I'm probably just gonna wait until the end of the round, because knowing my luck, I'd look down during a lull in the fight, and then that's when somebody would end up getting really clipped. Although if it was a boring fight and they were just grappling on the ground, I'd probably just be doing nothing but reading comments. But it's just, I mean, this is the typical, like, Silva hits harder. Allen, though, is more technical and crisp. He's more consistent. Really nice. Whew, that was a really nice shot by Arnold Allen. Nice shot. This is a hell of a fight so far. You know what? We've gotten almost we've almost gotten 2 rounds in, and I haven't heard Joe Rogan once say he tagged him. A little disappointing in Joe. Oh wow, jeez. You literally hear it when Gene Silva hits, as opposed to Arnold Allen. Like, you hear, whoa, nice job by Gene Silva to avoid those. I feel like Gene Silva kind of found his range in the second round. Looks a lot better. Arnold hasn't really thrown in. Well, he just threw and hit. But the second round has definitely been different. And I think it's because Arnold Allen has felt Gene Silva way more in this round than in the first. In the first, Arnold Allen kind of had his way with Silva. Was able to kind of get into his flow state and keep the fight at the distance he wanted. And it's not like he looks bad in the second round. He just, it just seems like Silva definitely found the range he wanted. I think it's tied up. I think it's 1-1. Did you ever get free Sixers tickets or Flyers merch? Yeah. We would get an email from, like, the manager of kind of the whole cluster, and she'd be like, "Hey, I have this available." There were tickets lying around, same thing. Is it like an unwritten rule each round needs to be at least 10-9 and not 10-10? Yeah, you can't have 10-10. And there definitely have been fights where I've watched where it's like nothing happened in this. They probably should make it 9-9 just for the insult of having to watch it. But yeah, you have to have a winner. So, which can be difficult at times. What's frustrating is, like, some judges will refuse to do like obvious 10-8s. They won't do it. Is Drake May about to usher in the Patriots dynasty? I mean, they're gonna walk to the Super Bowl because they're facing Jarrett Stidham, and I know that's ironic because I'm an Eagles fan and I watched Nick Foles, but I mean that is like a once every 30-year situation. So I feel like forcing 10-9 because more issues than it needs to be. I think the fear though of, okay, first round is 10-10, next round that's 10-10, and then the next round, I hear what you're saying though. I mean, probably the most boring fight was, like, ironically, Derek Lewis versus Francis, and there was no winner in that one. I mean, there was. Derek Lewis won, but it just felt like we all lost because both fighters just didn't do anything. And yet somehow it was like, well, we have to find somebody that won this fight. So who landed a punch? I mean, this fight is really, I feel like, hard to judge just because you've got one guy throwing more, landing more. The other guy, however, is hitting harder. Definitely thought, however, that Gene Silva was going to starch him. DraftKings had an odds boost. They used to have a parlay boost, which was way better, but they had an odds boost for if you could correctly predict the finish of a fight. And I was going to do Umar by decision, and I was like so confident in that. And I don't think I did. I forget who I put, but I was down to Derek Lewis by knockout, Gene Silva by knockout, or Umar by decision. And I think I did Gene Silva by knockout. I'm at 340 left. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I have my doubts at this point. Although, good combo. Really good combo. Silva's doing a really good job of like avoiding those big kicks. He hasn't done a good job of evading Arnold Allen straight, but however, this, I mean, he's just grappling. Now we can, yeah, they're just playing tummy sticks on the cage. Nick Foles success before the it's completely, yeah, I agree. Felt like forcing 10-9 causes. Oh, we already got that. All right, Arnold Allen's just gonna try to like hold him here for a couple minutes and control and take him down. A little Phillies talk. Former Philly cricket. Well, I did see that, Jose. Yeah. I'm on TikTok. Someone brought it up a little while ago, but welcome, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I hate the Mets, but I don't think it's a bad signing. I don't think any minor league deal is a bad signing. I don't care what kind of season he had last year or not. You know, if you're a team looking to bolster your bullpen, because every contender every year is looking for bullpen help. It seems like the Dodgers should have looked for bullpen help, but they didn't need it. And then they found bullpen help this offseason, which is, we love that for them. I was just thinking the Dodgers, like, they need more. The Dodgers have traded for Artemi Panarin. All right, Gene. All right. I need Gene Silva to win. May or may not have had him as one of my locks. I think I did at least. I probably should open up DraftKings on my browser here. All right, Gene. He definitely held the cage. Definitely held the cage. I think. All right. Yeah, Gene looks good these last like 2 minutes. Because Arnold Allen has definitely slowed down. But but Arnold Allen has the advantage in the grappling. So you just wonder if Arnold Allen's game plan this last minute is I'm just going to get a hold of him and kind of hold him and hope to God that I can win just based on control time. Because I think, and I'm biased, because when you have money on a fight, you definitely end up being biased, especially in a close fight. But I have Silva winning this round so far. Significant strikes. He's up 15-8. I'm a little surprised he wasn't able to finish him. But then again, Arnold Allen, I don't think has ever been finished. I think he's only lost like 3 fights. And they've all been a like legit competition. But Gene Silva was running through everybody until he got clipped. So I guess the thought process that I and a lot of people had was, well, he'll just get back in the win column. He'll do it again. Oh, Silva looks really good this last minute. Really good. I think he's going to win this fight 29-28, especially with the way. Oh my God. I'm not going to I'll wait 5 seconds so the guy could see it. All right. Arnold Allen, if you're not watching this, is on the ground. He's covering up. He's like on all fours on the ground, trying to find his next move. Instead of like punching him, Gene Silva hopped on his back, literally like hopped on and then hopped off. I've never seen that one before. That's a new one. But yeah, I had Silva winning rounds 2 and 3 in that one. Yeah, I'm still not over Bichette. I'm very over Bichette. Very over. The fact that Bo Bichette got $42 million. In what world is Bo Bichette? Not only that, it's Bo Bichette $42 million per with an opt-out every year. You know, it was adorable because of course, what are you going to say? I have the utmost respect for Lavernius Coles. Lavernius Coles is basically like the only athlete I ever remember who, when they asked him, "Why did you want to come to this team?" He went, "Did you see my contract? Like that's a whole lot of change." Direct quote for the police officer, Lavernius Coles. And Bo Bichette gets up there and is like, "Yeah, after careful consideration, we just realized, this is where we want to be." Careful consideration, like the $15 million more they offered. Yeah, bud. Wonder what careful consideration there was. I tweeted this out, but it was like the idea of this contract negotiation was like, all right, we'll match the Phillies. I think I'm probably gonna stay. I'll probably sign with the Phillies. What about like $2 million more? All right, fine. We'll give you $15 more million, but that's as far as we go. Like that's how I imagine the conversation going, because the Mets pivoted so badly. Because the optics this offseason has been the Mets haven't done anything. And look, they've had a really good January, but like, yeah, Gene Silva's talking a lot. I think Arnold Allen might have won with a 30-27. No, I was surprised about that because I thought Arnold Allen took the first round. As soon as I heard 30-27, I was like, shit. But all right, Gene Silva won. The intense stare down from his with him and his, I'm assuming, girlfriend ended up working. But all right. And now we get the cringy press post octagon the interview with Joe Rogan, where he says, "I'm here with your winner, Gene Silva. Gene, it's a pleasure to call your fight." Can't wait. Phillies team is proof that Citizen Bank Park is the world's largest retirement center. Why do you say that, Scott? I don't look at the Phillies as like they've signed necessarily over the hill guys. But then again, I'm a little higher on the Phillies than some. I do think, however, the Phillies got worse this offseason, but I don't know why. I can't explain it. I despise the Brazilian translator that is in the octagon right now. And I think it's because he's so dramatic with everything. Every time you see this dude, he's so dramatic. I don't know what he's saying, though. I just feel like the more youth movement should have been the move this offseason. Okay. Let's have that conversation, Scott, because I'm not telling you you're wrong. But what would that youth movement have looked like? Because I think you're going to see it. I think you're going to see Justin Crawford play center field from day one. He's a 22-year-old, former first-round pick, really good. I think ideally they'd like Andrew Painter to take the fifth starter spot. Will he? Probably not. I don't think so. Not if you're going based off of what he did last year in AAA. But, I think you've got there. All right. I'll be honest. I think that signing Bo Bichette, and I made this point in one of my YouTube videos when Bo Bichette signed, 7'6", not 6'7". But I made this point in the YouTube video that I made when Bo Bichette signed. I didn't really understand the interest too much in Bo Bichette because Bo Bichette would have played third base. You find out later on they offered him a 7-year deal. Where the hell was Aiden Miller going to play? Because you've got Bo Bichette playing third. You've got Trey Turner playing short for the next 8 years. Bryson Stott is still under team control and cheap. Now, whether you like Bryson Stott or not on the bat, he usually steals 30 bags. It gives you pretty really good defense at second base. I didn't know where Aiden Miller should play. I think actually lucking out by not signing Bo Bichette might be, a little bit of a hit this season. But I think ultimately you're going to end up seeing the youth movement because of the fact they didn't sign Bo Bichette, because it opens up third base for Aiden Miller. So, what else? Knicks were bailed out. I don't know if they were bailed out. Look, there was that one Mitchell Robinson foul that should have been called on Embiid that was horrible. But in fairness, the Knicks tried to hand that game to the Sixers, and Sixers just I mean, the third quarter, I can't look at like the Knicks were bailed out in the third quarter. The Sixers they couldn't do anything. At the moment, the only pitcher I'm stoked about watching is Sanchez. Scott, I completely understand that, man. I'm not. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jesus Luzardo, but he's entering the last year of his deal. The thing about the Phillies is interesting, as the broadcast for the UFC just goes around and shows you celebrities that are in attendance. You know what's going to be interesting about this Paramount deal is now we're going to get celebrities that you've never heard of that are starring in the newest Paramount show that they're trying to promote. But what was I going to say? Oh, the Phillies. They don't have really good pitching in the minors. They're really good at pretty much, I think, throughout. I mean, catching and pitching is where they're weakest. But when you look at like the pitchers that are available, it's really Andrew Painter and Gene Cabrera. And Gene Cabrera, I think, is like at best a 5 in Major League Baseball. This will be a big year, though, because, you know, he was the most consistent pitcher in Reading. He'll be up with AAA this year at a 3.86, but like he was solid for Reading in a bandbox. But other than that, like they don't really have anybody else. So if you're not pumped about the pitching, I get it. Like this organization picked Aaron Nola over Ranger Suarez, and that's bad. You've got 5 years left. Like it's amazing because when I another point I made in my YouTube video about the Bo Bichette thing. When you look at the whole situation with Ranger, he signs a 5-year deal, and Nola literally has 5 years left. Like we're gonna find out, but I'm pretty sure that Ranger's gonna be way better. And I think the thing is like they're worried about Ranger's health. I'd rather have Ranger every once in a while get like banged up or his back, and you know it takes like 3 weeks off. I'd rather have 170 innings of Ranger Suarez where he pitches to like a low 3 ERA than what we've gotten from Aaron Nola. How do you not make a legitimate effort to keep? And that's the thing. They didn't because I don't know why they didn't. I don't. I'd love to know. I mean, the obvious is, as I said, like they had Aaron Nola, they had Ranger Suarez. Their love affair with Aaron Nola is absurd. Like they love the fact that it's not like Ranger isn't, but I think they love the fact that he's homegrown in the sense of like he was drafted by the team, whereas Ranger was, an amateur free agent signing, when he was like 16. But I think for the casual fan, they look at it like you need to hit on draft picks because that's every sport. I mean, baseball is the only sport where like you sign guys at 16. So I think there is a difference in the perception of when a guy is drafted versus when a guy is signed at 16 and comes up to the system like that. And I think the Phillies like the fact that Aaron Nola was the 7th overall pick or whatever. I think it was 7th. And, they were keeping him and they were keeping him over over the Braves. So the Braves were involved. So it was like, well, I think they got roped into that and they gave him probably a year more or more money. But I think it was John Heyman. John Heyman, I think, tweeted a thing out of like the Phillies utilize years. Like that's their thing. Like they'll give you more years than most teams. Bo Bichette's a good example of that. Like the Mets, they utilized money in that situation. They gave you opt-outs, which the Phillies don't want to do. But they gave him 3 years, $42 million, way too much money, and opt-outs every year. The Phillies are like, we're not doing opt-outs. We'll give you stability. So yeah, I signing Aaron Nola, I think they like the optics of it. I hated it. You can go back and like look at tweets I put out. I hated the move when it happened because I wanted Ranger. I thought Ranger's the better pitcher. As we sit here and wait for the next fight to start, Phillies need to clean it. I don't think so. That's the thing. That's where I disagree. I think the negativity around the Phillies, though, I think it's way too much. Like they still are a really good team. And people forget, like they lost to the quite literal World Series champions. But I think the frustration with the Phillies is, it's the second year in a row where they really haven't had a quote unquote big move. Now they will tell you their big move was they kept their own. They re-signed Schwarber. That's their big move. The year before, they'll tell you, oh, our big move was like we signed Zach Wheeler to an extension. But to the fans, we want the free agent, right? Like we don't want Max Kepler. We want Bellinger, Kyle Tucker. We don't want a Dallas Garcia. So I think with Dombrowski, like he set a precedent for the fan base of like signing these guys and making that big free agent splash. And then they hit a point where it's not like they can't spend the money because they will. I mean, obviously, right? Like they were ready to sign Bo Bichette to a 7-year contract. But I think it's a quite literal, like case by case basis. They're willing to really exceed that luxury tax for a certain player, but they're not just going to sign a guy for the sake of signing guys because the fan base is angry. Like they will look for value. The problem is they have not really found great value. If you're asking my age, Bubba, it's 36. I've been over Nola. Funny enough, Scott, I put out tweets the start of last season, and I made a whole YouTube video about how I'm retiring from Aaron Nola starts. I just realized like life's too short. I do not enjoy watching this man pitch. I never do, because he's the only guy I've ever seen that will look like a Cy Young winner. And then the 4th inning starts and it's hit, bloop, single, walk, grand slam. So I was like, I'm done. You know what? I'll skip those starts. Like we have enough baseball games as is. All right. I'll watch Netflix that day. I got roasted for it. Fast forward to the end of the season and Aaron Nola has a 6 ERA. And I was like, who had fun? Show of hands. Who had fun? I know like some people are like, well, that's not being a fan. Oh, well, like I'm not here to like cater to you. All right. Like I don't enjoy watching the guy pitch. I don't enjoy it. It's beyond frustrating because we've all watched as fans of any sport, but we've watched like shitty pitching. Aaron Nola is a different case because as I said, he will look like the best pitcher in baseball for like 3 innings and then he'll just shit himself. I hate that. Most pitchers, it's like, whether or not they have their good stuff early on. Aaron Nola will have his good stuff, and then it's like, boom, home run. So like, I'm done. And I got torched for it, completely torched. One of the few times I was right about something. So, thoughts on the Bears season? Ryan Poles deserves GM of the year because it's not just what he's done this season; it's the infrastructure he put in place leading up to this. You draft Caleb Williams. Like, should they have drafted Drake May? I mean, like, look, both are really good. But you draft Caleb. Looks like you hit on that. I think that's the most important thing. Whether Drake May is the better player or not, you hit on the number 1 overall pick because he's really good. You gave him weapons galore. And because Ryan Poles is a former offensive lineman, he quickly realized, like, our offensive line's trash, and he rebuilt that. And then the coup de grace, you hired the right coach. I think when you look at this season, like Ryan Poles to me is the GM of the year. And oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on the Bears coach's name. Oh, Ben. I'm having a stroke. Ben. Oh God, it's not Ben Johnson. Is it Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson. Yeah, Ben Johnson. Thank you. Yeah, somebody else said Ben Johnson. He's the coach of the year because it's not just, again, you look at like what happened with the Bears, but then you look at conversely what happened with the Lions when Ben Johnson left. They were a completely lost offense. So Ryan Poles did a really good job of putting this infrastructure in place where this isn't going to be a 1-year thing with them. And I think that the building blocks are definitely there for them to run the North for a long time. I mean, JJ McCarthy looks horrible. Matt LaFleur is a liability, and they're bringing him back. And who am I missing? And then the Lions. The Lions, I mean, as I said, like they were a different team with Ben Johnson left. So, and we still have not gotten the next fight, by the way. I missed the Yasmin, Fedorov, Konstantinov. Dude, I'm sure you have. So this is really for like everybody else, all 6 people on here. If you have not watched the Russian 5 documentary, quite literally called The Russian 5, you are missing out. It's all about how the Red Wings just built their dynasty based off of the wherewithal by this GM that they had, who was like nerdy little hockey guy. Really, he's like squirmy, but yeah, like he was like, this is stupid. Like no one's drafting Russian players. Like, okay, if I don't have him for 10 years, he comes over and he's 28 years old. I'll take that. And the way that they got them out of Russia, the defect and all of it, it is fascinating. That's really good. Another one that's really good that's in the same realm, but it's not necessarily about the Detroit Red Wings, but it's really, really good is of Miracles and Men. It's on the flip side of the 1980 game. It's how Russia handled it. And then you've got Red Army about Slava Fetisov, incredible. And then Red Penguins is really good too. Red Penguins is a documentary about what happened after the fall of the Soviet Union with the Soviet Union hockey team, and how the Penguins initially were like, we'll just make that our minor league team. Like, we'll just funnel all these great Russians over. They didn't realize all the great Russians had left. Like, it was essentially a beer league team. But yeah, it was. So those docs are incredible. But to see the way that they like worked with each other and the passing and all of it, oh my God, it's poetry in motion, really. Yeah, Jackson, it's unfortunate, obviously. I'm the last video I made was on ice. I usually try not to get political on here just because you're gonna piss off 50% of your audience, but it's yeah, we're a joke. Like, yeah, this. I mean, yeah, it's none of it's good. None of it's good. It's sad because I'm not shocked, and none of it's good. I'm old. I witnessed in Michigan. That's cool. Pat, just come into the room, check your vibe, or oh, you almost got me, Vinny. You almost got me again. You almost got me, but this time I stopped. Oh man, I still crack up about that. Let's check your vibe. Natalie, nice to meet you too. Thanks for stopping by. What's up with the alligator? Do you live in Florida? I meant big, not bog. Yeah, Jackson, me and you were definitely on the same page. Jackson, I don't know if you saw. Again, I'm like, this is probably the last thing I'll talk about it because I'm gonna just piss off people. But I don't know if you saw the video of the journalist who applied to work for that organization, and she's like, I thought for sure they wouldn't hire me because if you Google my name, pretty obvious my feelings on it, and then they offered me the job. Like, that's just how desperate they are. But I mean, yeah, it's disgusting what's going on. Silva chick she is. Oh, Kentucky. I've never been there. I was gonna go there recently. I got like 8 hours away and I turned around. But cool. That's cool. Have you seen any good shows lately or anything? Because I feel like I've seen your stuff before. I feel like you're a brand new fan, and I'm a brand new fan. So I know you're far away, but if you ever want to grab coffee and discuss it, that's what we do here, folks. Shooters are shooting. Shooters are shooting. All right, next fight's about to start. Thug Rose against Natalia Silva. I had Thug Rose in this one, but I think it's really, really close because both these women, their footwork is insanely good. But yeah, I have Thug Rose in this one, just really based off of like experience. But the thing with Thug Rose is it's so difficult because like what Thug Rose shows up? Does Wei Lee Thug Rose show up, or do we get Carla Esparza where it's like it was pretty obvious she didn't want to be there? What did you think of Heated Renee? I haven't finished it. So ironically, I had 4 games this week. So hockey kept me from watching episode 3. So I need to watch episode 3, which I'll probably do. We're about to get hit with 30 inches of snow, and I'm planning on just getting work done. And for those that don't know, like I mentioned in my movie reviews, but I have a YouTube channel where I recap shows, and I'm recapping Heated Rivalry. So you might as well, right? If I'm going to watch it. So I don't like getting too far ahead. So I already did. I recapped episode 2 so I can move on to episode 3. But yeah, 2 episodes in. So, and I'll do what I've been doing. Like I'll film it. I'll film my reaction. I'll do a highlight reel for episode 3. I'll break down the hockey in it, how accurate it is. Definitely a hockey show. Not a lot's happened so far in this first round, by the way. Ooh, good low kick by Thug. I don't know how anyone could not like Thug Rose. Like, she's just I don't know if anyone's ever saw the clip of like when my grandma tells me they're proud of me and it's Thug Rose, and she's like, I did it, I'm a champion. It's so funny because she really at times does look like she's like 12 with this like haircut. But she's a dog. This is going to be a really interesting striking battle. I think ultimately, though, like Thug just finds her range, and I hear striking's really good, but then again, so is Silva's. So, this is why you've got a #1 contendership on the line, I guess, for this fight. Although Dana says that, and it's always like bullshit. Like he'll say that shit, and then he'll yank it. Armin Zarukian's a prime example. Oh yeah, if Armin wins, he's getting a title shot. Armin wins. It's a little boring of a fight. He's not gonna get a title shot. Okay. Who do you got, Pddy or Justin? I have Justin. And take it with a grain of salt because I've really underestimated Pddy's pretty much his entire UFC run, other than like the Luigi Vanderrama fight. I thought he lost against Jared Gordon, which he did. I mean, everyone that watched that fight knew. Pddy knew he lost, but he lucked out. After that, though, like he dialed in. He really like locked in. I think he got his weight under control more so than it was. And I think he realized like I really have to like focus more. But you also need to look at the level of competition. Like he ran through Bobby Green. I had Bobby Green winning that fight. He ran through him. So credit to him. But Bobby Green's like a top 15 guy. But he's, the vet. But he's Bobby Green. And then Tony Ferguson, everybody knew was washed. I had Pddy winning that one, which he ran through him. And then Michael Chandler, which is his best fight. I thought Michael Chandler was going to run over him, and Pddy really, really impressed me. But Pddy also has never really fought anyone that hits as hard as Justin. And I think Justin's going to pick him apart with leg kicks. It'll hinder his ability to grapple and shoot for takedowns. And then Justin goes to work with striking. I think Justin has the clear advantage in coaching. Like Trevor Whitman, who ironically is Thug Rose's coach too, is probably the best striking coach in all of MMA. And all of well, he doesn't have many of them. He's got 3 of them, but his fighters, you just see a level that they jump to when they work with them. And Justin's worked with Trevor Whitman for a while, so that's a really long answer for you. I have Justin in the fight. I forgot to do a poll up for this fight. Damn. Although TikTok's lame, I don't know if I'm gonna do them very often because they only do 5-minute polls. It sucks. So, all right. Really even first round though. I mean, you could literally make a case for both these women on who has won. 30 seconds left. But like they both picked and popped, and I don't know. I'll pick Thug Rose, but I if you want to say Silva won, I can't say you're wrong on it. I think Nama Yunus has done a better job of putting Silva on the back foot and backing her up more. But again, that's not saying much. This is like, I don't know how you judge that first round. My feed kind of froze there for a second. Okay, back. We will not let the Mets. Damn right, we won't. Jesus Luzardo, you better sign too. Wiley, I actually had the opposite. I have Derek Lewis KOing, but someone's going to sleep. Who else did I miss? KO, knockout. Hello from Allentown. Jabor, I think that's how you say your name. I think it'll be a TKO win. Car smiley face. I think that's I don't know if it's a smiley face or not, but I think it'll be a TKO win by Justin. These two are so twitchy. I think I got everybody. Yeah, I think I got everybody. I was really, really hoping that with the Paramount Plus deal, they would kind of speed up the cards more, and they did. I mean, they started this at 9 instead of 10, but like we're still getting like these long ass vignettes and stuff, and between fights that are just like, if a fight goes the distance, why am I waiting 10 minutes for the next fight? Why am I waiting 15 minutes? Why are you showing me a vignette of a fight that I'm already? And this is different. And I was bitching about this a little earlier in the stream, but like the UFC, when it was behind a paywall, whether it be like pay-per-view on ESPN Plus, they would show you like a highlight reel vignette for the main event, which I'm sure they'll do now. I'm sure they'll do it, in this. But it was like, I've already paid $80. Do you think I'm skipping the main event? All right, round 2. Here we go. Silva looks better this round early on. It's the first minute, though. But both these women they're just so even. They're so incredibly even because they're just so similar in how they fight. They both love, constantly moving, getting in and out. Their striking is extremely elite. Either women, whoever went, I think they get mauled by Valentina, but this fight is really, I feel like this is what we saw in the first round is going to be the entire fight, where it's going to come down. It's going to be a split decision, 29-28, and we're going to be sitting here going like, I don't know who won. It's, you know what? I mean, I'd be interested to see if Rose at any point tries to get her down on the ground and grapple to just steal her around, because Rose's ground game is legit. But it's not like she's struggling on the feet though. But if it's like a minute 45 seconds left, I'm just taking her down, or attempting to at least. But Rose looks good. It's amazing. Like the first minute, I was like, all right, Silva's won this round, and now I'm like, well, Rose won minute 2. What's up, Philly? I think it's metal. How's convincing your teammates? Rawlington, I have a video that I have to put out tomorrow. I have all the things. I just have to put it together. But it was the only team I hadn't addressed heated rivalry with. And the problem is, like, all these guys knew what the show was. So video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to go around asking them if they've watched it. But a couple games ago, when I initially had the idea to like try to convince my allegedly straight teammates to watch heated rivalry, I was in the room a couple days later with this particular team, and the guys were discussing it. Not the show itself, but like they were just like joking around about heated rivalry. And I was like, fuck, all right, they all know what it is. Like I can't joke around with anybody. Like if I start bringing up like the new hockey show, they're immediately going to be onto my shtick. So yeah, video's a little different, but I did convince one guy who had no idea what I was talking about to watch it. And 17 minutes in, he got the surprise of his life. There we go. There's a takedown by Thug. There it is. She's been working on it. She got it. This should, I mean, she can hold her here for a minute and a half. It should clinch the round for her, but you're going to have, it's funny, you're going to have some scorecards. So you're going to have Thug Rose up 2 rounds to none, and then you're going to have others that are going to be split after this because that first round was really close. But Thug has to, you figure, get a little bit of damage off. But, I mean, when they're on the feet, it was pretty evened up. So even if she doesn't really get a ton of offense off in this last minute and she just keeps her here, she's going to end up taking the round. Silva seems way faster, though. I don't know if she could catch her, take her to the ground. I don't know if she could catch her, take it to the ground. Freddie, I mean, if you're talking about Rose, she did catch her to take her to the ground. They're on the ground now. Have y'all talk? We did a little bit. Like, we were laughing about it, but I didn't like doing an interview with him or anything like that. Actually, I don't know if you saw my story a couple games ago, but he was the guy who I asked him, hey, what's going to be your stat line? He was like, I'm playing defense. I'm going to get 1 goal, 2 assists. And then after the game, I was like, well, what's your stat line? What was your stat line? He's like, I got 1 goal and 2 assists. He didn't. He later admitted he got 2 goals and no assists. But I think Thug Rose took this last round. She pretty much kept. She didn't really get a lot of damage off on the ground, but she kept her there for a minute and a half, and I think on the feet it was pretty evened up. So I have it as Nama Yunus 2-0 heading into the third. But if anyone has it 1-1, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah, that was before that happened. And funny enough, Freddie, I don't know if you were on here when I was discussing it, but I was talking like, if it's like this going forward, if it's going to be this even matchup, I think the veteran savvy of Namajunas will lead her to try to shoot for a takedown and control, or just to kind of steal the round. And that's pretty much what happened. But and look, she had to fight for it. Like, it wasn't like Silva went down easily. So you're not going to see a situation where Namajunas just comes out in the third and just tries that again. But I mean, I kind of expect it to happen again. Like, I expect it to be 2.5 minutes of them kind of trading back and forth, and then boom, like Namajunas goes for a takedown again and kind of clinch the victory. And at the end of it, it's like no one's going to be clamoring for a Rose Valentina fight necessarily, because it wasn't this highlight real convincing win. But Silva's really good. Scott Dave, what's up, man? How are you? Yeah, I didn't think so after the first round, but that was a clean takedown. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like she just like trying to think of like who's really easy to take down. Who was like who got ragdolled really well? Well, everybody that Marab faces, obviously. Derek Lewis got taken down really easily. Really easily. Like, I remember watching that New York City, that pay-per-view with Cormier. I actually had Cormier by submission in that. I probably put like $2 on it, won like 10, but and you get my point. Wow, they're going for threads. They're not going for. That is weird. So for those that don't know, the ESPN, they used to put up tweets mid-fight from MMA media to kind of give you an idea of who MMA media thinks won rounds and stuff. And they switched from Twitter to Threads. Who the fuck is on Threads? Who is on Threads? That's like switching to Blue Sky, which I'm on. But like, who's on Blue Sky? I feel like you have to do Twitter or nothing at all. I also don't know how many of those people are actually on Threads, and how many of them were just poaching tweets and just saying that it was a thread. Anyway, Silva's aggressive in this round for sure. Way more aggressive. She's fighting like she's down 2 rounds to none. I just don't think Silva has the ability to put Thug to sleep. But she does look better this round. I think she's definitely won it. But that's the first 2 minutes, so Thug could end up, going for a takedown and controlling. And it's so difficult because, Silva could win 2.5 minutes this fight, and then convincingly, there's no doubt about it. She just landed more strikes. She moved better and all that. And then Thug could take her down, do nothing. But because that's the way that the round finished, Thug ends up taking the round for some people. Thug looks like she slowed down a little bit too. Like, Silva looks like the much fresher fighter right now, which is surprising because Namajunas fights, she trains at altitude. So I'm a little surprised about that. But I mean, Namajunas is also way older. I'm surprised she hasn't shot for a takedown yet. Very surprised, or at least like tried to clinch up against the cage. Yeah, she's definitely slowed down. I'll tell you, I think a lot of people, myself included, probably expected this to go to the scorecards, and it looks like it's trending that way. I think there's going to be like one judge that had it for Silva. I think that first round is super close. I had it. Ooh, really, really good side kick by Silva. Holy shit, that was nice. But there's going to be a judge or two that has it for. Well, if there's 2 judges, then they have it for Silva, then Silva wins. But that first round was so incredibly close, and I had it for Namajunas. But again, if you had it for Silva, I can't really argue with you too much. Well, there's the grapple. There it is. Although, even if she gets her down, I don't think it was enough to take the round. Good sprawl. Really good sprawl. She's gonna push that head down and then pop back up and then continue to probably go to work. Neither of them deserve title shots. And I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but then who does? The division's not great. I think with this new Paramount deal, I think that the UFC is going to spend the first year. Wow, really good fucking toss by Silva. She definitely won this round. It's not even a question at this point. But I think with this new Paramount deal for the first year, the UFC is going to ignore who's the deserving fighter, and they're going to go with named fights that will get people to subscribe to Paramount Plus. And the fact is, like, whether Thug Rose won this convincingly or not, and I think she won 2 rounds to 1. But Thug Rose is a name. And that's the thing. Like, she will be a name that, you know, the person that watches like 2 UFC cards a year will probably know who Thug Rose is. Because, I mean, because her nickname's Thug Rose. Yeah, division is lacking. It's like heavyweight for. It's just you can honestly tell Rose doesn't want to fight anymore. She needs to move on from the UFC. I don't know. Sometimes I agree with you. And then, you know, because I thought the first 2 rounds, I thought she looked really good. Scott Dave M talking. Well, I mean, I'll talk whatever you want, Scott Dave. But I'm doing, you know, watching UFC right now. I just think she slowed. I just think she looked slow in the 3rd round. I don't necessarily think like the Carla Esparza fight was like she does not want to be here because there was no reason that she should have lost to Carla Esparza. That was like, what the fuck is going on? Jessica Andrade, she got dropped on her head. I can't fault her for that. She got picked up and dropped. I think she would have beaten Jessica Andrade. Shit, at this point, everybody has. There you go. There's a fighter that gets taken down easily. Jessica Andrade, which is incredible because she's Brazilian. But yeah, I mean, I think Rose, her best days are behind her. But I don't necessarily look at her like she doesn't want to fight. I think she was just tired. But what the fuck do I know? You know, I'm just some slapdick on TikTok. I'm the guy slamming wings like, oh, guy's a bitch. He's tapping out. All right, here comes the decision. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. All right, Thug Rose won. If it's 29-28. What? I thought Thug won. Wow. I'm not saying that Thug got robbed. She didn't. But I'm very surprised. When I heard unanimous decision in 29-28, thought for sure that Thug Rose ended up taking that one. All right. That was a little bit of a surprise. Trying to sign into my DraftKings account. I forget what my password is. 99 61 35. 99 61 35. That's the first fight I've gotten wrong this entire card. I was rolling. That hurts. She just doesn't have it anymore. She might not. I'm a little surprised none of the judges gave her round 1. But I don't know if anyone's too pumped about Silva versus Shevchenko, but that's what you're going to get. You know, I think what they really would love is like, nah, never mind. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to hop over real quick to my DraftKings profile because I have to like hedge a bet. But I was doing so well, folks. I was really, really rolling. And then boom. I had the entire fight card correct. I bet like 50 cents on the entire fight card, and you know, I never end up winning that. But the goal is just to kind of get like 2 fights away from the main event or something like that, or like 1 fight away from the main event, and then I'll just like hedge like crazy. Respectfully, no one's beating Valentina. No, hey, Josh, yeah, I'm with you. Like I said it during the fight. Neither of these women, doesn't really matter what happens. Neither of them are beating Valentina. Like, she is a buzzsaw and so good. Give me 1 second real quick. Morris Chestnut. Of course. Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern's a dime. Is that Wilbur Valderrama? So, sure enough, as I correctly said, now we're going to get a bunch of these celebrities that are on CBS shows. All right. Let me bet real quick. And then let's go to 63. Okay. So I did a bet. I did a bet of Derek Lewis, O'Malley, and Gaethje. I bet like 250. You might be thinking, oh, you bet $250? No, I bet $2.50. I'm riding or dying with this. So I bet $2.50 to win like 30 because Derek Lewis is like a massive underdog, and so is Gaethje's like plus like 170, which I'm surprised about. But please pray for my bank account. I would appreciate it. Please and thank you. But yeah, all of a sudden, the stream is slowed down. She doesn't have it anymore. Yep, covered that one. All right. Derek Lewis time. I have Derek Lewis winning this one. I feel like I'm one of the only people that thinks Derek Lewis is going to win this one. I think what helps Derek Lewis is the fact that the fight is not in Houston. Because I think when he lost to Tai Tuivasa, and I gotta look it up, I think that fight was in Houston. Let's check. Derek Lewis, Lewis Tapology. I'm pretty sure the last time he lost to like the young upstart, which was Tai. Sergey Pavlovich. There we go. Elbow. Where was this? UFC 271. This was the one that like really surprised me. That was in Houston. Yeah, as long as he's not in Houston, I think he'll be all right. I say that, and he lost like against like Pavlovich and Spivak. Although Spivak, I wasn't surprised about because Spivak's one of the few heavyweights that can like really truly grapple, and Derek Lewis is easily taken down. But if we're just talking about like straight up like striking on striking, I think Derek Lewis ends up reminding people who the fuck he is. I hope, because he's probably the most entertaining guy in an octagon post interview ever. I think we need that. Like just to heal as a society. I think we need a Derek Lewis post interview. Yeah, like all right, here's an example. Like right now, they're giving you the breakdown of the next UFC fight, which next Saturday. Although I can't complain, it's free. Speaking of Tai Tuivasa, he's fighting. Quillen Salkild. Damn it! Why didn't my parents name me Quillen? That is like the most New Zealand Australian name in the world. And he's facing Jamie Malarkey, who's the same. I think they should change the belt sign. Belt sign's terrible. The old belt was way better. This belt looks cheesy as hell. I hate the belt. I don't get who in their right mind saw that belt and was like, that's it. That's what we're going with. I don't know, like the old UFC belt felt more like an official championship belt. This feels like it's just, I don't know, cheap shit. I'm with you, man. All right, now we're getting a vignette for the Derek Lewis fight. Let's get some B-roll of Derek Lewis punching bags. Let's get him walking out. Let's get him going like this. Yep, they just showed it. Like I don't need hype up videos for fights. Just start the fucking fight. Anyway, look, there's only 4 of you on here. Where are you guys at? Like country-wise, like where are you located? Because I'm in Philly. Just curious if anyone else is going to be dealing with like 30 inches of snow. I do watch football. I actually started doing these lives. Well, I started doing baseball season because I'm a Phillies fan, and we have a really, really, really bad color commentator named Ben Davis. Horrible. So, in order to not listen to Ben Davis, I was like, I'd rather talk to myself than listen to Ben Davis break down baseball. And I started doing live, and then I was like, well, I'll just do it for football season too. So I was going live for every for every Eagles game. I was going live. That ended, by the way, if you weren't aware, 2 weeks ago. So I do watch football, though, to answer your question. Thank you for asking. Do you watch football? Are we talking like, if we're talking like American football? If you're asking me about soccer, not so much. I mean, I can name a couple players, but that's about it. But the only sport that I really like, I used to be really into NASCAR, but then my favorite driver retired. I don't really watch tennis. If I don't really watch tennis, I don't watch tennis. I can name a couple of tennis people, but that's about it. I don't watch golf. Golf to me, watching golf is painful. I don't really even enjoy playing golf. And now you want me to watch it? And that's about it. Other than that, I watch every sport. I mean, barring like the obscure ones. I don't really like I'm not watching English darts, although I'll say if you want a vibe, English darts is a vibe. Like head to Instagram or TikTok, search darts. It's not a walkout. They call it walk up. A walk up? Yeah. Darts walk up. Oh my god. Like I'm ready to like start training for my darts, my professional darts run just so I can have an epic walkout. Like me walking out there in this English crowd to Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero. Like, who's beating me? Probably Stephen Bunting, who comes out to Titanium. That guy's a whole vibe. Pup Buck, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't really see it, but I do appreciate it. I still wouldn't follow me, but I do appreciate what you said. Also, I was wondering, you said a while back that you subscribed to the newsletter of your local hockey team. What is that hockey team? Who is it? I'm curious if I know who they are or not. And I don't know if you saw or not, but the Seattle Kraken's pride jerseys were like incredible. They were so cool. They were awesome. I mean, usually like I feel like some of these teams like kind of mail it in. Oh, dude, they were fucking sick. I'm not your friend. I'm not your lover. I'm not your family. Yeah. Got him. Biloxi Breakers. And I've been to a game and it was awesome, even though we lost. Dude, that's awesome, man. I have not heard of that team. Now they beat me to it. Glad that brand new fans can come to a mutual understanding there. I have not heard of the Biloxi Breakers. What league do they play in? I'm guessing either the Fed or the ECHL. But that's cool. Yeah, hockey games are a good time for sure. Especially like if you go to like a minor league game because it's so close and intimate, and more importantly, it's so cheap. Like we have the closest minor league team to us is in Allentown, PA, and it is like you can get like really good tickets for like $20. It's great. You're asking questions that my newly hockey brain can't answer yet. I'll Google them for you. I'll find out where they're at. As I said, my guess would be either the Fed, Biloxi Breakers, or the ECHL. ECHL is like AA baseball. Let's see. Biloxi Breakers is located at the Fed. Nailed it. Boy knows ball. Proud of myself on that one. Fed is like probably like the fourth, maybe like the fifth step away from the NHL. Debatable, but like in the States, for sure, because in the States it's the NHL, the AHL, the ECHL, and then I'd say it's the Fed. But if you're going with like talent level, it's probably the NHL, and then it's Swedish League. Well, no, then it's the KHL. I'm boring the shit out of people. Like nobody cares. All right. But yeah, glad to hear that you had a good time. Going to pro games is like always fun, I think. Even sometimes when they lose. I care. Appreciate that. But yeah, you can definitely like see some good hockey anywhere you live. If they're getting paid to play, you can see some like legit elite talent for sure. Even if they don't get to the NHL and stuff, I went to my college. I went to a couple of the guys signed deals with like federal league teams or the ECHL, or a couple of them signed in the AHL. When is the main event starting? DP, great question. So the best part about this whole Paramount Plus deal, for the people that don't know, I'm watching UFC 324, but the length in between fights is absurd. The best part about this whole Paramount Plus deal is the fact that the main card, or the main card starts at 9 p.m., not 10. When it started at 10, usually the main event wouldn't start till 12:30, which is tough. I mean, if you're in a Buffalo Wild Wings at 12:30 on a Saturday, you're questioning your choices in life. But because it's backed up an hour, I would say 11:30. Main event will probably start. So, but obviously I'm not in a Buffalo Wild Wings right now. There's nobody next to me with like an affliction shirt. I'm just in my apartment with my dog. But yeah, I would say 11:30, give or take, maybe 11:20. But if you don't care about any of the fights other than that one, check back in like 11:20ish. This fight on now though should not last too long. Derek Lewis has the most knockouts in the heavyweight division ever. He's also insanely entertaining. If you've never heard about him, example would be he won a fight one time and he was on the mic and he yelled, April, who's his wife, April, baby girl, get ready. I'm going deep tonight. Hilarious. He also won a fight. He took off his shorts, threw them into the crowd, and Joe Rogan was like, why'd you take your pants off? And he's like, my balls was hot. Like, he's a vibe. Junior, what's going on? Hello. Welcome. So yeah, very entertaining. But both these guys are knockout artists, so they really shouldn't last more than a round, I would think. I personally have Derek Lewis, but he's a big underdog in this. I think he's like plus 220, plus 200. For betting purposes, that if you're unaware, that means that if I bet $1, I get $3 back. $3 back. $3 back. Didn't do well in math, clearly. All right, here we go. This should be quick. Now that I've said that, and I'm totally like, it won't be quick. Now that I've said that, it'll be the full 15 minutes. But I just think Derek Lewis he's fought the best of the best. He's a former title challenger, and it's in a really shallow division, so I don't look at rankings and think that means much. I think they're trying to push Waldo Cortez Acosta to get into that title picture because they don't have really anybody else. I mean, Volkov is probably the number one contender right now, with Tom and John not going down, and Tom is obviously the best in the division, and Tom Aspinall. Shogun is probably number 2, and then Volkov is the number one contender, I would say, if you're going to book a fight right now. But the Tom's eye's still messed up. But yeah, this is a lot of just feeling each other out right now. Love how Derek Lewis gets up there with like high kicks. The dude is shockingly agile for being that big. But he's got to watch being backed up against the cage like that, and he keeps getting backed up. I think he's just trying to like counter at this point. Wait for the counter strike. All right. He's got to circle out from the cage. Cortez Acosta is definitely going to have the speed advantage. But Derek Lewis has the ability to just touch you and put you into a different realm. There it is. All right. Good shot. Both these guys, though, are fighting so timid right now because they're both terrified of getting caught and clipped. And this is kind of the danger sometimes of when you get two guys that are just known to knock everybody out. Waldo Cortez Acosta being like the kind of young upstart guy that's just starching everybody. He definitely did not do this in his last fight. He definitely ran through the guy in his last fight, albeit that was a last minute opponent, but like he ran through him in like 45 seconds. He's definitely has way more respect, as he should, for Derek Lewis in this one. Derek's got to back him up against the cage, or at least like get him to the point where he's, he can rush. Because right now Derek's backed up against the cage. He's got to flip this. Derek Lewis just slipped on the canvas, and Doug Rose did the same thing. And I wonder if that's going to be an issue. I wonder if the logos, which sometimes happens, the logos will be a little slippery. And I wonder if we see that become an issue in the next two fights, especially with the next one, because the next one's expected to be very much of a stand-up contest between O'Malley and Song Yadong. All right, letting him up. Did I miss anything? No, I did not. All right. So if this ends up getting to the end of round one, which there's 40 seconds left, I mean, you got to give it to WCA. But I don't think it's just going to be the judges' scorecards for a decision. So, all right, Derek. All right. At least you push the pace a little bit. You only hit air, but all right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pretty uneventful. Guys kind of just felt each other out a lot. So, again, WCA, but it's a heavyweight fight. It could change at a drop of a hat. Oh, boy. All right, here we go, round two. Let's go, Derek Lewis. Let's go. We got $4 riding on this. I like the message from Derek Lewis's corner of like, stop getting backed up, because that's what I thought the problem was, but it's good they relayed that message. Yeah, there you go. Waldo Cortez, he just slipped. I think these logos are an issue on the canvas. The announcing team hasn't brought it up, but because the slips aren't too egregious, but There you go. Derek already backed him up. Didn't do anything. Derek looks way more aggressive this round. And I think he realizes, like, if I just wait to counter the entire time, if I don't really blitz forward, I'm going to end up losing because the guy's faster than me. I don't like this for Derek, though, because he's swinging from his hip and getting countered pretty easily. Now he's backed up against the cage. Not great. Good jab. Good jab. Damn, he's got to like blitz forward when he's got him backed up against the cage like that. It's easy for me to say. I'm not the one in danger of getting knocked out. He's just like waiting for that one moment. And meanwhile, he's getting kind of picked apart with the jab. It's going to force him to rush in, and then he's going to end up getting clipped and dropped and finished. And then pats out $4 American. Not great. He's going to duck his head down. Oh! Didn't really matter. Didn't seem to affect him. I feel like he's going to duck his head down and throw that overhand right, and he's going to end up getting countered and absolutely dropped with like a check left hook or check right hook. Like Derek is swinging from his hip. Oh, Derek accepted that way too easily. He accepted that. He's done. He is done. There's your marquee win for Waldo Cortez Acosta. Shit, he dropped him with a jab. He dropped him with a jab. Like, initially I thought, okay, Derek Lewis slipped, but then, like, he just accepted the position so easily. Did not have that. That is me. Lafrac. I think that my glass. Lafrac. Welcome. Yeah, what happened? But he just accepted it. That's weird. I think Derek Lewis needs to hang it up, unfortunately. Even though I thought he was going to win this fight. But he's one of those guys that the UFC will never release, which I understand. Like, again, he's a guy that will attract a lot of people. He'll attract a lot of eyeballs. He's a name, but it's a shame. I hope he kind of hangs it up. There goes $4 American for me. Not great. Well, that sucks. And now we have like 20 minutes to kill. Oh, boy. You know what? I'm going to hop off and I'll hop back on when the O'Malley fight actually begins. I'm going to go eat an ice cream cone. But this was fun for a bit until I just reached my 2-fight losing streak. That sucked. All right. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.
grams of protein, crisp veggies, and tasty sauce for just $3.99.
$3.99? Did you just say $3.99? $3.99? What? $3.99? $3.99? $3.99? Hey, what's that?
Nobody told.
Subway's new protein box is over 20 grams of protein for $3.99. Try all four. Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton and Academy Award nominee Steve Moore face off in Landman, watching a season that inspires thrills even closer to greatness. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus. Prior to making this one official, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog is going to stop this contest at 3 minutes, 14 seconds of round number 2. Playing the winner by
Didn't have it. Didn't have it. Obviously, I'm staying live with you guys, all two of you. But, oh, man. That's a buzzkill. Double down. I probably will. I'm really confident in Justin. But again, I've really underestimated Pddy his entire run. So, I thought he would lose to King Green. Thought he would beat Tony because I mean you could beat Tony at this point, but thought Michael Chandler would handle him. And I'm still mad about the Michael Chandler one. Not that Michael Chandler lost. I don't care. I hate Michael Chandler. He's cringe. It's the fact that Michael Chandler lost and somehow we still got a post-fight octagon interview from Michael Chandler. Cringy. Curtis Blades. That would be a really good matchup for WCA or grappler. And that would probably, if he beats Curtis Blades, he jumps Volkov for a title shot. Holly Madison? Seriously? Nothing against her, but didn't expect that. All right, let's figure out what I'm doing for. Here's the problem with how I bet. Now I'm chasing. I was doing so well, and I won decently on the prelims because I didn't lose a fight until Rose. And now I'm on a 2-fight losing streak, but I was doing all right. And now, why do they have a guy dressed in the Scream outfit? That's weird. That's just bizarre. This is the problem. You're seeing the issues now with the Paramount deal where they don't really know what to do. They're kind of just slowly following him out, and you've got Sean Anik narrating it. Oh my God, no, they're not. They had a guy following him in a Scream outfit to hype up Scream 7. You know what? No, I can't complain. I'm not paying for this card. I'm not even paying for Paramount Plus. It's my buddy's login. I can't complain. Give me all these. Give me all these shitty ads so that I'm not paying $80. You know what? Yeah, I'm good. I'm golden. I love it. February 27th. Had no idea there was another Scream movie coming out. Love it. Give me more. All right, Sugar Show. Here it comes. All right, Justin, and then Sean. If you parlay Justin and you parlay Sean, it's plus 333. $7 to win 30. Okay. Okay, we can live with that.
He believes that this is his moment to break through by adding another former champion to his resume. Speed, style, and serious stakes at 135. Our dual main event is up next. So we go with
I will be skipping that movie. I will be skipping Melania, believe it or not.
There is but one fight capital of the world. It is Las Vegas, Nevada, SEC. So she went on there to that style. The park in Seattle, New York, not far from the Mobile Arena. UFC Victor Borges versus Victor
All right.
experts who can do it all. Now this is next.
So I was texting a guy who used to work for the UFC. I said earlier, I always ask him his opinions and stuff. And he has Pddy winning this fight. And I have Justin. And he said, I hope you're right, but the UFC matchmakers know how to launch the next star. This feels like that. Can't disagree with him because like Justin is not a spring chicken anymore. And I think the UFC definitely is hoping that Pddy wins this fight. But I don't think he does. But I told him, yeah, I was telling somebody, I feel like this first year, this Paramount deal is just going to be named fights, not deserving fights. And an example of that is this next one. You've got Sean set up in a striking match where if he wins, if he wins convincingly, maybe even if he doesn't win convincingly, he's going to get the title shot because they're going to want to match up Jan versus Sean again. I mean, they couldn't match up Sean versus Merab again for the third time after you lose twice, but you can certainly rematch Sean versus Jan, which was an insanely close fight the first time. I had Jan winning it. It was only 3 rounds. You've got primarily 2 strikers that can grapple, but like there's an example of like the UFC is dying to make that fight because Sean is a draw. Armin, not a draw. Why is not on the card? I do like Song Yadong a lot, though. I think Song Yadong needs to get the hell out of Team Alpha Male. Oh, you saw it. I didn't want the people just thinking I was just hopping off on TikTok. I really just wanted to answer texts. I had like 7 texts. I never have 7 texts. Very rare for me. My back is killing me. You know what? There's nobody on here. There's nobody watching. I'm going to go get Tylenol. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. Going to go get some Tylenol because my back is screaming. Oh. Don't worry. Got it. Got the Tylenol for all 0 of you. Let's go. I hold all the power. Wow. No, I don't want to do that. Stop. No. No, okay. All right, let's hop back over to TikTok. All right, let's go. Just alive. Did not expect the one guy to ask me about what's going on in Minneapolis. Like, dude, I don't want to talk about that. That's depressing. All right, we're back. We're back. Song Yadong. It's crazy how old is Song? He's got to be like 28. Song Yadong. 97. What is that? 28. He's 28. Yeah, nailed that. He's 28 and he has so much experience, which is crazy. But he has a ton of experience for being 28 years old. And he's got like 10 more fights than O'Malley. He hits hard. I just don't think he hits like O'Malley. I think O'Malley's counter striking is just incredibly elite. Could see the speed advantage going to Song, though. He does end up, he's got really good hands. But this just feels way too much like a setup for Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. Like, we'll give Song a step up in competition. He deserves it. We'll give Sean a matchup that favors him. And then all parties are happy. Sean ends up winning. We set up Petr Yan against Sean in the rematch. It sells very well because Sean's a name. We try to keep Merab away from that fight at all costs because Merab will maul Sean just like he has 2 times already. Superstar, have no fear. It's amazing because the UFC, like their biggest stars, aren't champions really. And O'Malley's a prime example of that. And that's probably problematic. But then again, I mean, they just signed this massive deal with Paramount, so is it? But you look at like O'Malley, you look at the main event's an example of that. Like Pddy Pimblett. Everybody knows that division is Ilya's anytime he wants it, but they put an interim belt, a bullshit belt, on the line. They have 2 named guys in Justin and Pddy that will get the fans to subscribe to Paramount Plus, and good start to the card. All right, Sean's walking out. If you are what you say you are. Make me look good, please. Marab's the man. I love Marab. Marab tweeted out, "Let's go Sugar Show. Make me look good, please." Marab is. I'll tell you, like, I kind of get why people don't like watching him fight. He's one of my favorite guys in all of MMA. He's got, and even like Sean was like, you can't dislike Marab. It's impossible to dislike Marab, but. All right. What you say you are. Stop, you have no fear. I can't lose you. My dog's asleep, like knocked out. Completely knocked out. Oh, that's cool. All around the T-Mobile Arena, it's like same colors as his shorts. Everyone's got like, he's like, I don't know, violet, I guess. All right. O'Malley win by KO is only, that's plus 350. I'm very surprised about that. Excuse me while I hop all over that bet. I'll put $2 on that. 350. That seems insane. O'Malley winning method. Let's put 250 on that. Oh, it just closed. Literally just closed. I didn't get my bet in. All right. It's funny because I have no one on here and then no one on YouTube. Main event of the evening. I wonder how Song would do if he got out of Team Alpha Male. I really think he needs to like move gyms. To ever become a true title contender, I think he needs to move gyms. I know why he doesn't. I respect the loyalty, but you good, bud? Yeah, you're good. Didn't we chat on Snifties? What is Snifties? Sniffies? What is that? What is Did it say Snifties? Sniffy. What is Sniffies? I have no idea what that is. So I would have to assume we did not. I apologize, but I don't think we did. I fear what I'm gonna find when I bing Sniffies. Terrified of what I'm gonna find. But no. If it's a dating app, I can tell you. I'm only on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, the Facebook datings. I mean, that's just like, that's when you've hit an all-time low. But yeah, I'm on that one too. No hits on any of them, by the way. 0 hits. All right. Sean O'Malley. Everyone that's lost to Sean O'Malley has Sean O'Malley winning this fight, which is not a surprise. Like Aljo just tweeted out, like, I got O'Malley. I bet you do. Ah, Jesus. Well, you know what? Hey, at least we don't get Herb Dean for the main event. Thank fucking God. All right. I got Sean O'Malley. I think this is a setup fight for Petr Yan. Very confident in that. think Song Yadong is really good, but I think the three best guys are Jan, Marab. I think Marab is actually the best guy, but even though he lost to Jan. And then actually Umar, I think, is the third best guy, and then Sean. But Song is like extremely twitchy in there. But for counter striking, I mean Sean is so rangy. Got the reach advantage, switches stances so well. You know, I just think there's a level to it. I wish this fight was 5 rounds. But there's really no reason to make it 5 rounds. So
I love the story about Song Yadong following Team Alpha Male. Said he just loved watching fights, just learning his team. Team Alpha Male, all these great young fighters, and took an email. You think I can come and train there? You're right. It's like, wait, you? Right. Okay.
It's like, who's going to coach me? I'll do it. He's like, you? I think the best video I saw all week was Song Yadong drinking the Coca-Cola Classic after the day. He's looking at the bottle like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
not a ton going on. Sean looks thin. Oh. Looks like vintage O'Malley just picking and getting out of there immediately. I could see Song being the harder hitter, but Sean's ability to put his fist on your chin is like McGregor-esque. It's that like vintage McGregor, like before McGregor started doing, you know, when he went and fought Mayweather and stuff. Eli, hello. Thank you for joining. How are you? How is Iowa? You know, it's funny. My son asked me the other day if Iowa was a real place because we were watching Field of Dreams. I was like, yeah, but Iowa's a real place. And then he said, is the Field of Dreams real? And I was like, yeah, you can go to the Field of Dreams. They have baseball games at the Field of Dreams. Now, like a Major League Baseball game is played every year at the Field of Dreams. He's like, what? Blown away. I guess this is an indictment on our education system because he's in first grade. And he didn't know that Iowa was a real place. Then again, he's my kid. You know, he's got my brain. So, all right. Sean looks good. I think this is going to be an issue for Song the entire fight. Song just seems like he can't get Sean to stay in front of him. And he's actually doing a good job of chopping at the legs of Sean. But in terms of like getting planted and throwing hands, Song's having a tough time with this stance switches and just how shifty Sean is. Iowa isn't a real place. You mean Cedar Rapids is not real? The Cedar Rapids Colonels, I think. They used to be the Colonels. I don't know if they're still the Colonels, but there definitely was a minor league team called the Cedar Rapids Colonels. It's good game plan by Song to go heavy with the leg kicks of Sean. I still don't think it's going to have a huge impact because Sean's stance switches are constant. And he's just such a good counter striker. Song looks good, though. I'll give it to him. Song looks really good. I still don't think he's winning this round, but Song looks good. Oh, good takedown by Song. Really good takedown by Song. And all we've ever heard is how good O'Malley's grappling is. All right, let's see it. He just abandoned the guillotine. The round was really close, and now you've got Song taking him down. Song went his soul in this one because he's going to hold him here for the next 15 seconds. And O'Malley's just going to hold back because he doesn't want any real damage. Although, actually, no, he's going for a submission. He's not going to get anything, but at least he's like attempting. Do you think Patriots going to the Super Bowl this year? Yeah, they're going to walk to the Super Bowl. They're facing Jared Stidham. If they weren't facing Jared Stidham, I'd be like, oh no, like, but they are. So I have Patriots versus Rams. That's my prediction. But at the beginning of the season, I had Eagles versus Ravens. And we saw how that turned out. So the fuck do I know, you know? I guess this means that, you know, you bet Broncos versus Seahawks. Although I was doing great with these UFC fights this card. I was doing so well. And now I'm on a 2-fight losing streak. So give it and take it away. All right. Eli, well, I'd be better if I wasn't on a 2-fight losing streak. I'm just hemorrhaging over here, just losing $4 American, but overall I'm good. You know, back hurts. That's just old age. Anytime I do, wow, that was a hard leg kick. I don't know what Sean's gonna do about that because he's not checking them really well. Yeah, anytime I do these live streams, I'm like hunched over, and I usually do them only for sports. And usually the games or UFC cards are 3 hours. So I'm hunched over for like 3 hours. And by the end of the card, my like back is killing me. But other than that, I'm good. We're about to get 30 inches of snow. So I'm just gonna watch football and try to get work done tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, all right. Nothing to really complain about. My hockey game tomorrow got canceled. That sucked. And the movie that I was going to go to on Monday got canceled. That got moved to Tuesday because of the snow. But yeah, as I said, overall, not too bad. Thank you for asking. How are you? How are you doing in all those states away? I'm surprised that O'Malley hasn't really caught Song with something truly hard. I thought O'Malley would do a better job of kind of picking him apart because Song doesn't move nearly as well as O'Malley does, but O'Malley's just throwing a ton of feints out there and getting one shot. He hasn't really put any combos together. But probably part of the problem right now is in round 2 is O'Malley's got to think about the takedown. You know, O'Malley's trying these kicks, but they keep getting caught and then countered. So Song took you round 1. He's already, right now he's got round 2, and he's going for another takedown. Got it. O'Malley might be in a situation where he's going in the 3rd round having to knock him out. And I don't know how many people saw that coming. But O'Malley just does not. His striking just hasn't been. It wasn't bad in the 1st round necessarily, but he just hasn't done the damage that normally he does. Great game plan by Song. How do we watch the fight? Delta, it's on Paramount Plus. They literally just signed a new deal, and this is the first fight on Paramount Plus. They used to be on ESPN Plus. Well, before that, they were on Fox and Fox Sports, and then they went to ESPN, and now they're on Paramount. Jesus, Song is just having his way with him. Like he's just manhandling him. I am really surprised at how this fight's going. Chew, about to be 3 losses in a row for your boy. But yeah, if you have Paramount Plus, it's free. They used to be on ESPN Plus. It was like still behind a paywall, so you had to pay for ESPN Plus and then pay for the fight card. And they were like $80. It was insane. Good job by Sean to get up there. Sean's gotta go. He's got to like really go. Oh, he got tagged. But now, and so on Paramount Plus, it's all free. No longer paying $80 per, which is great. Not that I ever did. I would either go to Buffalo Wild Wings with a buddy because it was free there, or we'd split the card, or in the rare instance, I would illegally stream it. I have no problem admitting that the statute of limitations is up. But yeah, there was no way I was paying $80 by myself to watch a card. I am a broke bitch. Obviously, I'm betting $3 per fight. God, Song looks really good. He's really, really... Eli, have a good one. Thanks for checking in. Always good hearing from you. Song is fucking up their plans for sure. Hunter Campbell and Dana and Mick Maynard, they're going to be so mad if Sean O'Malley loses this fight. If their golden boy, if their golden ticket loses this fight, oh, they're going to be pissed. Song won that one. Song is up 2 rounds to none. And by the way, there's another slip. The logos are a serious problem in this card. Guys are slipping all over the place. Yeah, Song is up 2 rounds to none. Didn't see that coming at all, but yet here we are. We didn't get any snow, but we had like minus 20. Jesus, what would you do if the Broncos win tomorrow? I'd go, oh, that's crazy. That's about what I'd do. I mean, Jordan, I'm gonna put a parlay of Patriots versus Patriots and Rams, but you know, I'd be surprised. That's about it. And then I'd say something like, oh, well, this is par for the course. Me being wrong about sports. I didn't hear Sean's corner, but I hope they told him, like, you need to finish. Because he needs to finish. I think at best it's 1-1, and that would be favorable scorekeeping for Sean. I think it really should be 2-0 Song. I think O'Malley needs to finish. He just didn't get going that entire second round. And now Song knows, like, I can just take you down. I can take you down. You're going to accept the position on your back. You're going to go for a triangle. You're not going to get. I'll do that. It'll waste a minute. I mean, but they've wasted 30 seconds and Sean hasn't even thrown. There you go. Finally, he threw. Like, I just don't know what he's doing. I think he's just very confused by it. And the worst part for Sean with all of this is his last 2 fights were against Merab. All the guy's done has been training takedowns. That's it. So for Song to be able to take him down as easily as he's been able to take him down is very surprising. But O'Malley is just like every shot is like 1 punch, 1 kick. There's no combos. It just seems like he's kind of just very, very concerned about getting taken down again. It's nothing but feints and 1 shot, feint, 1 shot. There's no flow state with it. There's no combos. There's no combo out, move, combo out. It's just he looked. You can make the case he looked better against Merab when he tapped out than he looks tonight. Good thing I didn't get that bet in for Sean to win by knockout, because shit, that ain't happening. I shouldn't say that. It could happen. Sean has that ability. It just doesn't seem like it's happening tonight. Because every time Sean ends up winning by knockout, it's like, oh, everybody saw that coming because how the fight was going. In this fight, he looks like he can't really figure Song out. And I thought it was going to be the complete opposite. I thought Song was going to have a really tough time getting Sean to kind of stand in front of him to trade, but it hasn't been like that. All right, shot. Didn't get the takedown. That's big for Sean. Good defense. That's a good shot. That's the best shot he's had all fight. But even then, it's, he threw a jab, a right. That's it. And he still hasn't followed up, and that was 20 seconds ago. I do think Sean's probably winning this round, but again, I think Song's probably up 2 rounds to none, so it doesn't really matter. This is the best Sean's looked all fight. He's got Song reaching. Oh, good job ducking under that one. This looks more like Sean, like just the ability to kind of pick and pop and get out. But even then, like it's not followed up with anything. It's one shot. It's, pumping your fist out in air just to keep the distance in check. Like there's just, you have 30 seconds to knock a guy out. Like you better go, dude. That was a really, really good shot. Okay. This is why I wanted this fight to be 5 rounds. Like, because Sean is finding his Song is completely fading. It's not going to matter. It went to sorry. It's 29-28 Song. I'd be very surprised if it's not. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, one judge has it 30-27, or I'm sorry, 29-28. The other judge has it O'Malley, like it's a split decision. But in this instance, I think Song won. I'd be pretty surprised if. But then again, I was surprised with the Thug Rose fight. So didn't think it was a robbery. Just thought that Thug Rose won round 1 and judges disagreed. So thank God this card. Wow, it's already 11:33. Thank God this card started at 9 and not 10. Because I am hitting a wall. Like you would not believe. I'm not a young buck anymore. I can't hang with these kids out on their Saturday nights. Yeah. Oh. Oh man. We're doing commercials for trailers? We're doing commercials for trailers for movies. Okay. That's surprising. All right. Surprising. Oh, I will be skipping that post-fight show. Good Lord. He's so mad at himself. I think he knows he lost. Yeah, Song definitely won. What? Dude, oh my God. What? Sean O'Malley won that fight? What? That's the same face that he had when he beat Piotr Jan. The same face of, oh my God, I escaped another one. I am stunned. Right. Respect to Sean for at least acknowledging that Merab deserves the belt, but or the title shot, but holy shit. I got to tweet about that. Give me 1 second. Good Lord. All right. Blown away by that. I had to tweet out something. That is, I mean, I have money on it. Like I'm happy. I don't think that he won that fight at all. What's up with his like wicked hair? He's got the green and the pink. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, his daughter's cute. She asked why I lost. That's funny. I can't believe he won that fight. You know, he was one of my locks of the night. But, ooh. Sandhagen tweeted out Sandman versus O'Malley in the White House lawn. I don't care where the fight is. I would love that fight. I would love to see Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley. You know what I love more? Seeing Steve Aoki in the crowd. And then Travis Barker. I forgot he's dating Kourtney Kardashian. Is he talking to... Yep, Jared Leto. There's Corey Sandhagen. I love Corey Sandhagen. I fucking love Corey Sandhagen. Kamaru. I interviewed Kamaru Usman right before his first fight with Colby. There's Merab. Love Merab. All right. What should I do? I mean, there's only one of you guys watching, so I'll check my DraftKings account real quick. See how that's going. For that one person watching, though, just know you're appreciated. But who do you have in the main event? Let's see. What do I got? Let's see what I have left for my open bets. I have that parlay. I have Gaethje. Okay. All right. Wait. Can't do that. All right, I'll bet in a little bit. So I have a six fight parlay left that relies on Justin Gaethje winning. All these are Justin Gaethje winning. And then I have Justin Gaethje straight up because he's an underdog. And then I have O'Malley and Gaethje. But I need to figure out what I'm hedging. I'm a big hedger. Love hedging bets. So I'm going to hedge just in case. Still think Gaethje wins, but want to get some guaranteed money in there. Oh, Jesus, the fucking BMF belt. Fake belt. Oh, it's on my birthday. I guess I know what I'm doing on my birthday. Watching Max Holloway win a fake belt. I'm sorry. No, not win. He is defending his fake belt, which he'll tell you is a fake belt. All right. What am I going to do about this hedging situation?
Well, there was but one city to usher in the Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, beautiful aerial shot of the world-famous strip.
We're showing Vegas right now, and me and my buddies, this is a fun story for the one person watching it. Me and my buddies went to Vegas for our fantasy football draft. And my team is terrible. One of the worst. I think I finished in dead last, actually. Luckily, I didn't really pay for the trip too much. Like I cashed in credit card points. I did go on a date with a girl on Tinder. Paid everything, yeah. Never heard from her again. But it was perfect because she was like, yeah, I'm like just looking to like hang out while I'm here. I was like, oh, I think her exact words were, I'm looking for the type of relationship where we hang out and then never talk again. And boy, she wasn't kidding. Oh, good. We have a vignette for the main event. Just in case you were like on the fence about whether or not to watch the main event. Now they're going to sell it. I will say, even though I'm not the biggest Pddy Pimblett fan, think he's very overrated. His walkout, insane. His walkout is just, it is a whole mood, whole vibe, as they say. Big fan of his walkout. As for him, I think he is. I think he's overrated, but he's leveled up though. I'll give him credit there. He's really, really leveled up. So, but we'll see. I'm still really impressed by that King Green win. I forgot he faced Jordan Levitt. Oh my God, that was an impressive one because the way he trapped his arm was really, really nice. Plus, he kept Jordan Levitt from twerking. The dude is so weird. Dude is like a fucking weirdo. Love Justin Gaethje. All right, give me a second. I gotta go figure out what I'm hedging. There's only 2 on here though, so but you're appreciated. Again, you're very appreciated. But I do have to figure out what I'm hedging, and how much money I'm putting on Pddy to hedge because all my bets are on Justin. But we need to guarantee that we make money in this situation. Need to. All right. All right. UFC. Pddy's minus 245. You know what we're gonna do? Oh, that's tough. I was gonna say wait until the end of round 1. When the odds go down, we hedge. Minus 245 is insane. Like at that point, I might as well let it ride. How much money do I have riding on all this? Let's see. I have 950. I have $13. No, I have $12. But minus 245, I gotta bet $25 essentially to break even if Gaethje ends up losing. I might as well just. I feel like I might as well just let it ride. I thought the odds would go down a little bit more in favor of Justin, and they just haven't at all. But also, this is the longest vignette ever. Like I was telling people, that were asking what time the main event goes on. I was like, probably like 11:30. Somehow, the UFC found a way to still have this thing starting around midnight. Insane. I do enjoy his walkout, so fuck. The UFC is praying that he wins. Praying as they're listening to the entire crowd scream Paddy the Baddy. Oh, they're praying they can make a new superstar tonight. You could argue he already is a superstar, but like, who is she? She's kind of cute. Let's go. I don't know how you can't get pumped up watching him come out. Can he dance? No, he can't dance. He's terrible. He just does this the whole time. But like that childlike innocence of not being able to dance. All of a sudden, my dog woke up. But this is the perfect song too for like a UFC fighter.
Absolute scene in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Patrick makes it walk.
Wow, John Anik going government name, calling him Patrick. 60% of people on my YouTube said they think Justin Gaethje wins. I would agree with that.
He disarms you with all the silliness, the dancing, the cute face and smile. But make no mistake about it, this man is a killer. He knows how to finish. His ground game is spectacular. He's come up leaps and bounds with stand-up, particularly his kicking. And he's just a dangerous man. And look how much fun he's having.
He is just the guy is just he's very loose. It's funny if you look at Pddy Pimblett versus Gene Silva because Gene Silva was staring daggers through his girlfriend, and then Pddy Pimblett's just like vibing out here as if he's at a nightclub. All right, speed this up. Speed it up. Get in the octagon. Let's have Justin walk out, please. It's funny because when he first started in the UFC, out of Cage Warriors, he only fought on English cards. UFC will like stack their cards for wherever they're at. So if they're in Australia, they put a lot of people from Australia, New Zealand. But like this is a prime example of the guy is just a star. Because this fight ain't in England. This fight's in Vegas. And everybody's vibing out to him. And the thing is, he's great part. He's facing a fan favorite in Justin Gaethje. Like he's not facing a guy that isn't well liked. There isn't an MMA fan that doesn't love watching Justin Gaethje fight. I'll watch Justin Gaethje fight in 20 years in a nursing home. But he's getting booed as he walked out. That's nuts. Put some respect on his name. The fuck kind of song is this? What is he walking out to? This is the exact opposite of what we just witnessed. I don't know if you guys can hear it. This is horrible. Oh my God. This is a moment. So I have all my bets on Justin Gaethje. I'm kind of regretting betting on this guy listening to the walkout song. Just solely based on the walkout song. I'm regretting betting on this guy. Who the fuck gets pumped up to this song? I mean, this is just terrible. I also can't understand how he can see out of his, because he had it like right down here as he was walking out. I don't know how he was able to see. I can't believe this is the song he chose. I really can't believe it. Justin, you're better than this, dude. I mean, the key, though, is the most important thing about the walkout is the guy behind him. Trevor Whitman is that dude. Even though his first fighter tonight lost, and Doug Rose thought she should have won. He's such a good coach. Such a good coach. And Justin Gaethje's game went to like a whole new level. It actually went to a whole new level after. Fuck, who did he lose to? Was it Alvarez? I don't know. The first fight where like he really like started this championship tear was James Vick. Knocked him out. He was on a 2-fight losing streak and started working with Trevor Whitman, and all of a sudden he just became a new fighter. I still can't believe this is the song he chose, though. Like, does my man know that there's billions of songs out there? Truly billions. And this is the song. He looked at all the songs on Spotify and was like, this one. I'm going to walk out for an interim title fight to this song. I don't feel great about that. Saw your videos on Heated Rabbit a couple of weeks ago. Hope you convinced someone to watch it. So, funny enough, T-Wing, I've released a few more. I don't know if you've seen them, but I've released a few more. I've finished episode 2. Still have yet to watch episode 3, but I'm planning on doing it tomorrow. Ironically enough, I had 4 games last week, which kept me from watching it. But I was also able to broach the topic with the one team that I hadn't done it with yet. And this particular team, when I first had this idea to like start doing this, a couple days after I did the first video, I had a game with this team, and some of the guys were joking about Heated Robbery, and I was like, fuck, like everybody knows what it is. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pull the stunt of like, hey, have you heard about that new hockey show? Because they all will be immediately aware of what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna be able to fool anybody. So I did something different, and I interviewed like 5 or 6 guys on the team, like, yo, have you watched it yet? And I just have to edit it and put it together. But I should be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, there's more heated rivalry content. Don't worry. But I was able to convince one guy, and he had no idea what I was talking about. He actually thought it was a hockey show. Let me tell you, 17 minutes in, he got the surprise of his life. All right. Hopefully you haven't gotten too many. Oh, no. Nobody's. I honest to God, I would not be on a hockey team if I felt like I wouldn't be on a hockey team with guys if I felt like that would be the response. Like I'm on, people have asked me, like I'm on 5 or 6 hockey teams. A couple of them I sub for, but like full time I'm on 3. And a lot of the hockey teams will have kind of the same crowd or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't hang out with guys if like they were that close-minded and bigoted. Like what does it matter? So yeah. Side note, show gets so much better starting with episode 3. That's what everyone says. Because I gotta be honest, 2 episodes in, I'm like, this show's kind of overhyped. Not that I disliked it, but I was just like, it's kind of overhyped. But W hoodie. Thank you. It's like one of 4 Sixers hoodies I have. I just bought a Phillies hoodie. It's like I have like 20 hoodies. You know, like those videos of like guys who are like, oh yeah, I never got my hoodie back from that girl. I don't have that problem. I don't have any girls to lend my hoodie to so that they can take them. So now I have 20 of them in my closet. But I just bought another one at the Phillies team store because it was 60% off, so it was basically free. That's good that you haven't seen tape. No, yeah, all the guys are cool. There was, if you're talking like straight on the video, there was only like one real negative comment, and it was from a guy. I felt bad because clearly he has had negative experiences as a gay guy in his life where this was his natural reaction to my videos, but he was like, this is the problem. Like, you're tricking these guys. This is how people end up hating our kind. And I was like, that's a bit much, but clearly in his experience, that's been the case. And I'm like, yeah, I don't hang out with people who would, in this instance, let's say, if they watched a show unknowingly about 2 gay hockey players, they wouldn't blame the LGBTQ community. They would blame me. They'd be like, dude, like I don't like that. I'm not comfortable with that. But they wouldn't blame the LGBTQ. But like we went back and forth a little bit. I tried to explain my side of things. Like, I'm not going to change how I'm doing these. I think everybody realizes like it's all in fun and stuff. And he was like very, very appalled that I was tricking these guys. And I was like, well, I know all the guys. So at least you're transparent. Yeah, I'm very transparent with it. Oh, I really hype up the new hockey show. I just completely leave out the whole man-on-man part. What is my dog doing? All right, main event time. I don't know if any of you guys are actually watching the UFC fight, but main event time. I have Justin Gaethje. I think he runs through Pddy Pimblett. But I've been wrong about just about every Pddy Pimblett fight, which does not bode well for Justin Gaethje. Do you watch any pro local? I don't, but you know what? There's an amazing documentary on ESPN Plus about Paul Rabel starting the lacrosse league that is like the main lacrosse league now. And I found it so incredibly fascinating. But I've been to the local indoor team, the Wings in Philly. And a lot of the players in this indoor league are they'll also play in that outdoor league that I'm talking about. But like, do I religiously watch it? Like, no, honest to God, I don't. I actually like going to the Wings games because my kid enjoys going and I don't have to like really, really hardcore pay attention. And it's a shame too, because I played lacrosse in high school, but it's just this thing that I never got into. Gaethje's doing a good job backing him up against the fence, but Patty's getting off. Oh, that's the first shot that Justin's landed. That was a nice one. Okay. All right. So Patty's felt his power. Good response by Pddy. Good leg kick. I'm a little surprised that Gaethje hasn't gotten any leg kicks off because his leg kicks are so vicious. Oh, what a knee. What a knee by Pddy. Gaethje looks like he is just straight up going for the knockout instead of fighting a better technical fight of mixing in shots with. Gaethje looks like he's throwing caution. Oh, he dropped him. Gaethje's on top. I don't think he's going to be able to finish him, though. I think Pddy's going to end up recovering, but oh, man. Pddy's doing a really good job of holding the hands here to kind of recover. Gaethje can't really get anything off right now. All right. He's got his right hand free. He's going to let him up. I want to see what dropped him. That's the first time. I think that's the first time that he's been dropped. But Gaethje looks like he's just throwing caution to win. It's like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going head hunting. Normally, he'll chop more at the legs because his leg kicks are insane. But, Pddy's face looks completely like, oh, shit. Didn't expect this to happen. Nah, he just fell down on that one. Yeah, good job by Gaethje to not fall him to the ground on that one. All right, good response by Pddy. Good uppercut by Pddy. Pddy's landing. The problem is he's facing a guy that has a hell of a chin. That even when he gets dazed and rocked, he's always been able to kind of respond. Yeah, Daniel Cormier just said, like, this looks like old school Gaethje. It really does. This looks like Michael Johnson Gaethje. This looks like the first Poirier fight. This does not look like we're going to go out there, let the fight come to us. This doesn't look like Trevor Whitman Gaethje. With all of that said, he's winning the fight right now, but he's also getting caught quite a bit. I mean, this is a typical Gaethje fight where, you know, he's landing, he's doing well, he dropped him, but you could completely see a scenario where he dips his head, gets caught, and now the fight is completely reversed. Because it's not like Pddy isn't landing quite a bit, but Gaethje's like ducking his head and he's like just trying to land. It's weird. I mean, I wonder if there's a health issue that where like they just wanted to see to know, like, all right, do we bum rush in there and try to get him out of there early because we're not going to be able to go the full 25 minutes, or we're worried about something? Because it's just a very not like Justin Gaethje fight. Oh, he got caught with an eye there. Wings games are a good time. I definitely prefer the PLL. So wait, there was a gay guy on the team, and no, T-Wing. No, I'm sorry. No, I've never played with an openly gay player. Every team I'm on, though, I can tell you just from knowing the guys, like, we'd have no problem with it. No, this particular person, it was in my comment section that was like mad about how I was handling these videos. I don't even know if you're still on here, but he was mad about how I was handling these particular videos. And he was saying that by me not bringing up the fact and not being transparent about the fact that this show was primarily gay show and not a hockey show like I was portraying it out to be, his point was like, this is how people end up hating the LGBTQ community. And I was like, I'm just telling you now, I don't hang out with those kind of people. But he was mad, which is fine. It's fine. But I just, like, my immediate thought was obviously to, like, give him my side of things. But then I thought, like, from his perspective, like, he must have dealt with some shit where that was his initial thought to seeing my videos. And it's shit that I can't relate to, which is a shame. But I love the fact that, like, we've come so far as a society where, like, you can have a show like that and that'd be that popular. Since the eye poke, Pimblett looks good, but I can't believe Gaethje has not thrown any leg kicks. He's just head hunting. Oh, they're in a brawl right now. They're fighting in a phone booth. It's a really good first round, though. This is exactly why the UFC matched this fight up. And I'm telling you, I don't know how many people on this right now watch UFC. MMA media was disgusted by this matchup. And this is why it was matched up, because this is an exciting fight. Like, I was tired. I was ready to nap. Well, I mean, it's 12 o'clock. I was ready to fall asleep. And now I'm, like, wide awake because these guys could drop either one of them at any time. Like, Oh, geez, what was that? All right, end of round one. Justin Gaethje up 1-0. That's because we don't come out to our team. Wish it was different, but that's it. No, and you're right. I mean, I'm sure I probably have, but also I don't walk in the locker room like who's straight. You know what I mean? Give me 1 second. I got a text. Sorry. No, but yeah, I don't go in like, all right, who's straight, who's bi, who's thinking about switching teams. I don't know anyone that really does. I've never had that happen. So, but what's funny enough about that comment, Two-Faced, is my favorite band is a band called Thursday, and they are a very, very progressive band. Every show I've ever been to for the last 20 years, they bring up like defending the rights of the LGBTQ community and progressing as a society and everything. They have a gay guy in their band who was closeted for the longest time. And I saw an interview with him and he's like, we're going out there and my bandmates are saying like that they're with my community and yet I'm still scared to come out to them. So, yeah, I immediately your comment made me think of that even then it's like it takes the strength to come out to even the people that you spend all this time with. And even if you know how they feel about it, it's still a lot. All right, round two, eating a ton of leg kicks. Gaethje dragging him down though, which he usually doesn't do. And, Gaethje's a college wrestler, but we don't see him really wrestle ever. I might have to text somebody back after this round. I apologize. And I will get to everybody's comments. All two of the people that might be chatting. This is one of those fights where like I feel like if I look down, I'm gonna miss something. If they grapple, it's one thing, I'll look down, but if they're trading shots, again, I really can't believe that Gaethje has not thrown one fucking leg kick. For those that don't know, Gaethje is so good at leg kicks that I once watched him TKO a guy with a leg kick. And I don't mean like he TKO'd a guy and hit the guy in the head. No, he hit the guy in the leg and the guy couldn't move. He kicked him in the leg and the guy was like, I'm done. This is a hell of a scrap because both these guys are getting clipped. Gaethje, though, just looks like he's more built for it because he is. He's been in a ton of fucking wars. That uppercut by Pddy's good, but Gaethje just keeps moving forward. This is the thing. Pddy's never fought a guy like Gaethje, where like he'll get hit and just keep moving forward. Tony's a little bit like that, but Tony moves forward and there's no damage coming your way. Like he's not throwing with the same intensity. But man, that uppercut by Pddy is deadly. What's up, J-Roll? We'll go for a walk as soon as this fight's over. Don't worry. Pddy's definitely realizing there are like levels to this game because he's not fighting a completely washed up Tony Ferguson. He's not fighting Jared Gordon. He's not fighting Michael Chandler. Although they're showing it now. Pddy's mixing up his strikes way better, but to the judges, they're just seeing probably a lot of headshots because that makes the most noise. I never would have thought, though, if you'd have told me, like, all right, one fighter's going to have, like, 15 leg kicks and the other's going to have, like, none. Never would have thought that fighter would be Pddy Pimblett. I would have been convinced that Justin Gaethje would be the one to be just hammering leg kicks. Did not see this fight going the way it is. Justin looks a little tired, but Pddy does too, though. And Pddy keeps backing up. Good shot there by Justin. Another one. Looks like Justin keeps going for this Darce choke. He's getting it. He's dragging him down, and he's like throwing. And he doesn't have any submissions in the UFC. So everybody that has Justin, well, I don't know anyone that have Justin by knockout. Because Justin was like a plus 175 underdog. It's a really, really good fight. I promise I'll get to the people commenting. 1 second. This is one of those like scraps where like I just don't want to miss anything. But I'm not ignoring you guys. Oh, what was that? Was that a knee? I wonder if the staph infection rumors were true. Like, I really do. I wonder if he had a staph infection, he covered it up, and that's why he's fighting like this. Oh, Gaethje drops him. He's hammering him. Oh, Pddy doesn't. Pddy is that right eye is badly damaged. Gaethje just needs to drop elbows. Oh, and he's about to open him up. He's about to open up that eye. Oh, that eye is now very much open. Oh, Justin Gaethje. Yeah, there are levels to this. Pddy Pimblett is fucked around and found out. And even then, I still think Pddy could win the fight because of the way Justin fights. Justin's just out there just eating shots left and right. Oh, my God, what an elbow. He is teeing off. Oh. He just got saved by the bell. Holy shit, that is a nasty cut. That is a nasty fucking cut. Pddy Pimblett is realizing. He is realizing there are levels to this game. You are not facing washed up fighters. Let's get to some comments. I'm sorry. I wonder what it's like for him. I can't believe there's an open player on a team. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that, you know, it'd be fine. But the reality is, like, there are bigots out there. We all know that. Maybe his bandmates were not so as inclusive. But I'd find that hard to believe, T-Wing. I really would. Give me 1 second. Sorry, texting a buddy about the fight. But to answer your question, I've met the guys, and granted, like, you know, you meet them for like 10 minutes or something like that. But I would just be really, really, really surprised if they weren't, you know, like there was no reason for them in like 2002 to be writing a song called Matthew Shepard if they were closeted bigots. You know what I mean? There was no reason for them to write, because one of their biggest hits is a song called Signals Over the Air, and it's about the struggle of the LGBTQ community. And it wasn't trendy back then to do it, so that's why I think he just still was like, I don't know how they're gonna feel. You know what I mean? It's one thing to say you're about it, and then it's different when you're faced with it. And I guess maybe that was your point. All right. Justin looks a little tired, but he's also fought in 5-round wars before. So this will be interesting. Justin's winning it two rounds to none. But this has been the first one where Justin hasn't bum rushed in, thrown caution to the wind, and really just sat, and he's eating a ton of fucking leg kicks. But you don't want to let Pddy and his confidence kind of build up. God, Gaethje swings so weird. He I mean, this is coming from me, who's like never been in a fight in his life. Oh, Gaethje's turned the crowd. The crowd's now pro Gaethje. Oh, we're no longer singing Heads Will Roll. The yellow wigs have been thrown out. All right. I wonder if this is a round where Justin Gaethje kind of takes the round off a little bit. Doesn't go as hard. Kind of conserves some energy. And as I say that, he's rushing in. His leg looks weak. Well, it's the leg kicks. Yeah, you're seeing the effects because he can't really plant as well as he would. But man, he looks tired. Justin Gaethje looks very tired. And he's still got 2.5 rounds. Oh, good body kick. For how much Paddy's getting, there's a leg kick finally. Need more of that. For how much Paddy's gotten clipped and stuff and dropped, his game plan's good. Like attacking the legs, attacking the body. Like it is a really good game plan. He's just run into a guy that doesn't seem to give a fuck. I mean, he's eating a 1.5 billion leg kicks. Seems like he can like kind of barely walk on that leg, but yet. Oh, Justin's getting tagged. Good round for Paddy so far. 1:15 left. Justin looking tired. Getting clipped. Legs compromised. We have a stoppage. No one does, but it's hard when I can't actually be friends with my teammates and being myself. Yeah, it's a shame, man. High school, they were more open. Right now, I've mentioned. Are your teammates openly? So, I don't know if you guys are still on here. Let me know if you're still on here. All right. 40. He's still eating leg kicks. Like, how has he not checked any of these? It's about to be 2-1 Justin, but the momentum seems to be in Paddy's side. Yeah, 40-21. It's like the exact opposite of the last round. And this is there's a good leg kick. Do more of that, Justin. Oh, good shot. But he ate it. He ate it. I'm here watching the Capitals Oilers game. Who's winning that game? Let me text my buddy real quick. He's still wobbling. Caps up 1. So yeah, to answer the question about like the closeted bigoted thing, I think there's like locker room talk, obviously, and I think we all know what locker room talk is. But I also would like to, and I think that would probably keep somebody, if you were closeted, from coming out to your teammates. If they're joking around about stuff, then I probably wouldn't feel comfortable. But I'd also like to think that if in today's day and age, like even with locker room talk, if somebody came out, then the team would be accepting of it. I mean, I know the teams that I'm on, like we wouldn't care. But I also like to think that if the team knew that somebody on the team was gay, then we wouldn't joke about things anymore, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a tough situation to be in. I could just, from my personal experience, like I've never played with an openly gay player. I probably have played with a gay player. I just didn't know it because I just don't, as I said, I don't go into locker rooms like, all right, what's everybody's status here? But I wouldn't care. Oh my God, what a right hand. What a right hand by Gaethje. But let me just also say, one of the reasons I want to care is because I'm not arrogant enough to think that I'm somebody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the things with like some of these guys that are bigoted is like their assumption is like, oh well, I can't like shower around a guy because like they're gonna want to hook up with me. Like, bud, you weigh like 270 and you're out of shape and you have a lazy eye and a club foot. Like you're no one's jumping your bones. So that's the thing. It's like I wouldn't just assume like, oh yeah, can't shower around somebody because they're gonna want this, you know. But I think, and I know this might sound tone deaf because I'm not gay. Talking about, oh my God, what a hit! Dropped him again. Much better round for Gaethje. Definitely seems like he took the round 3 off. It's funny because I'm going from talking about the LGBTQ community in hockey, and then I'm sitting here watching 2 scantily clad men in a cage throw bombs. But anyway, the irony of that. I don't know if anybody on here is aware either. Rosie O'Donnell's brother is gay, and he was like a congressman or senator, and he was trying to keep the UFC banned in the state of New York because it was banned for a while. And one of the reasons he said that it should stay banned was he said, if you're not aware, mixed martial arts is a sport where 2 shirtless men enter a cage and they throw fists and they get on top of each other and they wrestle. Folks, that is gay porn with a different ending. Oh, it was hilarious. Obviously, it got unbanned from New York, and now they have fights there. But Justin Gaethje looks really, really good this round. Dropped him again for the 3rd straight time. Although Paddy's a warrior. He's getting back up every time. He's just getting clipped. And I don't know how much he can see out of that right eye either. Gaethje is, well, no, he's fine. That right eye's fine. They just had a close-up of his face. His face is battered. Gaethje's eating a ton of shots. The difference is he's that's a groin. That's a groin strike. Oh, that's a great. This is not a good fight for Mark Goddard. And I really like Mark Goddard as a referee, but he completely missed that nut shot. This should have been stopped, and Pddy should have had some time to recover. That was a very low blow. That was a knee to the groin. But man, Pddy is wearing it on his face. I'm sorry, I will comment on people if anyone's actually commenting right after in a minute 25. What a fight. What a fight this is. All right, so damn, he is. I give credit to Pddy for not giving in. I mean, because he's never been in a fight like this before. His face is busted the fuck up. Been backed up most of the fight. He's been dropped about 6 times. He just keeps getting up. What was that, Justin? Jesus. That was probably because of the leg kicks. Good leg kick again. Okay. Finally mixing in a little bit. Justin Gaethje looks like a drunk guy in a bar. Not a professional UFC fighter, but like the way that he's just swinging from his hip, but yet it's working. Good job by Pddy on those kicks. Good job. Good combo by Pddy. Good combo by Pddy. Good job by Gaethje to get him down though, as he was like falling down because of the leg kicks. Gets on top, hammers him. He's gonna end the round like this. We're looking at 3-1 Justin heading in the last round. What a fucking war. All right. Half my team are missing a tooth because they wear mouth guards, and some have neck beards too. Exactly. Yeah. Like the arrogance of some, like, and and the people that always make comments like that of like, I can't hop in a shower because they're gonna be wanting to have sex with me and stuff. Like, they're always the ones you don't want. Always. You're fine, dude. You're watching the match. Yeah, I don't want to act like I'm ignoring you guys, but yeah, well, I think I think it might have been you or the other commenter, T Wing mentioned, like I hope it gets better for our kind. I really, it sounds tone deaf because I'm not a gay guy, but I really think that the fact that a show like Heated Rivalry is on and it's so popular is a good sign of the progression that we've made as a society, because that show doesn't happen, even I think 10 years ago, probably, sadly. I would like to think it is, and it's not like there hasn't been shows before that have addressed the topic, but not like in your face, like this one has. And the fact that it's not only as graphic as it is, but has been, well embraced by a lot of the hockey community. And of course, like we all know, like there's plenty of people in hockey that probably are grossed out by it and don't like it. I mean, I'm in Philly and Justin, what are we doing, Justin? You're up. All you have to do is get through this round and win. Oh, what a right hand by Justin. Justin Gaethje is so weird because he'll look like shit. He'll look like the guy who has had way too much alcohol and should have been cut off 7 hours ago. And he will be just all over the place. And then he just unloads a right hand. He's back into it. Oh, what a fight. What a fight. And the fact that the MMA media cried about this matchup. They cried about this matchup. It's crazy because Gaethje doesn't even look like he's like taking a punch because Paddy's mixed in his shots to the body, to the legs so much. And meanwhile, Paddy looks like he met ice. Just absolutely abused. Justin's just missed. What's the saddest movie you ever watched? Cody. Good question. I mean, the most recent one was saddest. Shit, I gotta think about that, man. Saddest movie I've ever watched. I don't usually get too sad at movies, but I watched so many of them. Like Past Lives was emotional for me, but I don't know, that wasn't necessarily sad. I mean, it was like a personal sad because then it makes you think, but like, oh God, sad movies. Yeah, I mean, like it's not. I don't think it's the saddest, but like the first one that came to mind was Past Lives because it was the most recently, like, sad-ish movie that was really good. Oh, Justin swarming him. Patty just looked up at the clock to see how much time he has to deal with this shit. I stayed away from like the boy in the straight pajamas because I know the topic. I'm like, I'm all right. I don't really see that. I'll tell you one that I got like really emotional at. Cody, I don't even know if you're still on here, but the movie The Way Back with Ben Affleck. I got emotional at that one. It's a sports movie. It's about basketball, but it's about like more than that. And I don't want to give anything away, but there's like something like he's dealing with that like I was just not mentally prepared for. But it wasn't necessarily sad. Pddy Pimblett's a fucking warrior, man. It's incredible because Patty's throwing like he hasn't been hurt, and Justin's looked like he has been drunk this entire fight, and he's winning. Oh, wow. Good combo by Pddy. Good combo, but Justin wisely just locks up. Justin, you got to just survive 1 minute, dude, and we cash. Survive one more minute, we cash this fight. What a fucking brawl. This fight rules. This fight's awesome. I love it here. We're having fun. We're gonna be depressed though if Pddy. I'll tell you what, the saddest movie I've ever seen is gonna be if Pddy Pimblett wins this fight. The wrestler is pretty sad. Oh, you know what? It's not. Now I'm thinking like sad movies to the topic. Iron Claw was sad for multiple reasons. The subject matter was depressing as shit, but also the movie I thought sucked so bad. Nickel Boys was a depressing movie that had no reason to be made other than the fact that they were trying to win an Oscar. Oh my God. Justin Gaethje got hit in the nuts and Mark Goddard missed it again. What a fight. Everybody stand up. All three of you people watching right now, stand up. Stand up. Whether you watched it or not, you need to stand up. I know you're like, Pat, you're not standing up. I'm not. My back is killing me. Okay? And if I stand up, it's like all of a sudden you're just looking at my waist. And that's for my OF account. $2.99 this month. Just kidding. That doesn't exist. Okay, you're fine. Watch the match. I used to wear a beanie indoors. Do you need resume help? I got a job and haven't worn a beanie in years. So, Rusty, I don't know if you're still on here, but I have literally never turned the heat on in my place ever. Because I usually just will like wear a hoodie if I'm cold. The only reason that I'll wear a beanie indoors, sometimes that I have it. Sometimes I just come in and I don't take it off. If I do a stream or a video, it's because my hair is this. It's just disheveled, you know? So I don't want this. So I'll cover it up. So that's why I have a beanie on indoors. But I'm happy that you got a job, man. That's awesome. Regardless, I love hockey. I'll keep playing, even if I'm not friends with anyone on my team. And let's be real, what's a rec league fan gonna do? Deep dive on my life and out me. Yeah, exactly. You know, and there would definitely be like probably some douchebag in the league that would make some inappropriate comment if they found out. But again, like I've played in leagues before where guys have pride tape and they're married to women. I don't know, maybe they're closeted, but like no comments are said. Because I just think, again, we've evolved as a society, but like, I think at the end of the day, sports in general, such as hockey, like, you know, we're all here to just like have fun, right? We're here to like stay in shape, hang out, you know, like maybe make some friends. Like when I think about like, yeah, Justin Gaethje won. I mean, I don't know how you yeah, even Patty's clapping. Yeah, what a championship. Patty knows he lost. I mean, obviously. But when I think about like my friends, a lot of times it's like my hockey teams because I just see those guys so much. Some of them I hang out with like outside of the rink. But some of them, like, I only see at the ring, and that's fine. But I can tell you, like, I wouldn't probably have many friends if it wasn't for hockey. He doesn't. Let me listen to this post game real quick. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, it's beer league, and I think that, you know, if you're really focused on who your teammate is sleeping with, then you have deep issues. Deep issues. I mean, also, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough to start dictating what guys we can have on the team. Oh, no, you're a really good player, but you're gay? No, well, we can't. Sorry. I'm uncomfortable. No, I'd be kicked off of that team so fast. I was talking to my team the other day, and I was like, the first year I was with you guys, I was certain I was getting cut. So certain I was getting cut. Because I'm a locker room guy. But I'll tell you right now, and I'm gonna that's fair. I've got 3 real friends. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I got probably a little bit more than that I consider like legit friends, but I think that's normal adulthood, honestly. Like, I think a lot of adulthood is I don't know if you know this, the song Glycerine from Bush, but he's like, I'm never alone. I'm alone all the time. I feel like that's, like work friends, hockey friends, but yeah, like I'm gonna put this in one of my videos. Dang, wanted Patty to win. Jack, I actually had Justin in this fight, so I'm pumped. But I was super impressed with how tough Patty is. Justin said it, like Scousers don't get knocked out. Shit, they don't, because he got dropped about 7 times. But hell of a fight. Happy for Justin. The problem is everybody that watches the MMA knows that at any time Ilya comes down and wins back that belt. So it's a shame because Justin's now a 2-time interim champion, and at no point has he ever been the best in the division. First time was Khabib, this time Ilya, but hell of a fight. Well worth the $80 we paid. Oh wait, we didn't pay $80 because it was included. But yeah, Two-Face. I'm gonna put this in my next video because I don't know if you were on here when I mentioned, but this one particular team I'm on, I already heard them talking about heated rivalry, so I wasn't able to pull the like, oh, hey, have you heard about the new hockey show? They would have known. So I just asked them, a few of them, like 5, like, hey, have you watched it yet? Why not? But in this particular show, or this team, I mean, this was last season. There was a guy on the other team who like was motherfucking us, like he was all pissed off, and he was like, you guys are the worst team in the league, which, by the way, not true. And I just, my response was, no, we're the gayest team in the league. He had no response. He did not know what to do. He was dumbfounded as he headed back. Like he did a double take. I was like, yeah, that's right. And we still joke about that. We still laugh about that. So, and nothing was said. Nothing was said by the guy. He didn't come back with a response. But that particular team, very open. So you're allowed to show up at any point. Show up at any point. You can take my spot. I'll coach. I'll wear a suit. I don't even know if you're still on here, but I'll wear a suit. I'll stand behind the bench. I'll Gordon Bombay it. Guarantee that you will be an upgrade over me. Pddy Pimblett's 31. Dude looks like 25. Yeah, hell of a performance. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I am going to do my post-fight recap video for my YouTube channel. There's about 35 views that need to happen. They're dying to find out my feelings on this fight. So I'm going to record that and then upload it and all that, and then walk my dog and then eat an ice cream cone and then go to bed. Unless you're a attendee, I don't think I'm taking your spot. I'm not. I'm very much a locker room guy. Had a horrible game of the night. Fucking brutal game. You know what? Patty's doing the mental health speech right now, and like that's probably the coolest thing he's like ever done. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Pddy Pimblett, but he had an epic speech after one of his wins about mental health and about one of his buddies, and it's like by far the coolest thing he's done. So good for Patty. Hell of an effort. He's one of those fighters. Like, I don't think he's like amazing. He's definitely leveled up, and I've underestimated him, but like he's hard not to like. But yeah, Two-Face. Yeah, I think my final stat line of the night was 5 falls, 7 giveaways, 0 goals, 0 assists. Booed relentlessly by my teammates. So yeah, no, my teammates are actually great. I am very hard on myself, but my teammates are like very supportive. So, all right, but hey, thanks for everybody for watching. Whether you stopped in now or before, whatever. Wow, Armin Zarukian really selling yourself there, just staring blankly into the camera, having no idea what to do. Man, I can't wait to watch him fight again. But yeah, have a good night. I don't know how to end these things. I'll just press the button. But good talking to you.
There's a Harbor Freight store in your neighborhood. And the thing about neighborhoods, they're not made of places. They're made of people. The kind of people who look out for each other. That's why we make hardworking tools that always work with any pro or DIY budget. You can reach your neighbors like
I always forget to turn this off.
the other thing about neighborhoods.
I end TikTok
Close by.
and I always forget to turn YouTube off. And then it's hilarious because I'm just sitting here texting. I'm answering the legions of people that have reached out to me. But hey, I like how people voted for Justin as the fight was going on. That's hilarious. I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for watching, subscribing, whatever. I'm gonna record my post-fight video now. So look out for that in the next 40 minutes. All right, I'll leave now. Goodbye. Good night.